they cold? We hot. When they cold? We hot. 1, 2, 3, hot boys. You know, I just really, the more I think about it, I really wish Quad could have shared that entire experience. That's okay. They still gave him the game ball. Yeah. Hey, fam, are you noticing that game between the Saints and the Texans? I was watching that. I don't know. I think I had a larger picture of the Saints. I was thinking the Saints are just this juggernaut team. It's just, they aren't. I had counted that as definitely a 49er loss. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe, we got to wait till the offense gets going. And the offense will get going. I'm pretty sure of that. Meanwhile, the offense takes a hit because we may not get Tevin Coleman back until October, it appears right now. Today, Coach Shanahan said Coleman sustained a high ankle sprain in the season-opening win over Real Talk Perez's Bucs. Coleman won't be placed on short-term injured reserve, which would keep him out until after Week 8. Shanahan recently acknowledged high ankle sprains require a recovery time of 4 to 8 weeks. When discussing injuries sustained by the rampaging edge Russian Nicky B. Mrs. Bosa's number 2 baby boy played Sunday after he suffered a high ankle sprain. That was on August 7th. And you'll never get Jameis Winston to believe Nick was playing with any kind of handicap. Jameis! He wasn't feeling well. He was just out there playing on pure emotion and want to play. In Coleman's absence, the 49ers figure to feature Matt Breida, who will be spelled by Raheem Mostert. Fam, take Raheem Mostert seriously. If you didn't already, him. I said it last year and I was joking. I'm not sure now. How good is Raheem Mostert really? We'll see in the days to come because he's going to get a lot of burn. Shanahan has already indicated he's likely the 49ers would promote Jeff Wilson from the practice squad this week, which means, oh boy, Jeff may be on the plane already if he hadn't already arrived, getting ready to land at Cincinnati International. Well, that's Cincinnati National? Yeah. Well, hey, what's the name of the airport in Cincinnati? Anyway, Jeff Wilson will be getting off the plane, and somebody's waving his name. Hey, Jeff, over here, man. I love it, man, because he deserves it. Jeff Wilson is a good football player. He's got to get that fumble thing out under control, as Mostert did the same thing, and as we got to get him to do that. And by the way, Coleman was injured on a 1-yard run on the 49ers' first offensive play. Are you ready for that? He had 23 yards on 6 carries and 33 yards on 2 catches before he made his exit in the second quarter. Shanahan said, quote, "It just got worse as the game went on. He tried to battle through it. Got a bunch of guys that just want to win, fam." Kudos to TC. He stayed out there as long as he could. He was not about to sit down behind no pain. Had to make him sit down. Let's hope for a speedy recovery and return for Tevin Coleman. Man, I tell you, boy, when I hear things like that, Anyway, Kyle Shanahan proud of 49ers effort versus Buccaneers. Defense played inspiring football. There was a lot to be said about the 49ers versus Bucs in Tampa Bay. Most of the best was said about the Niners defense that pretty much did the heaviest lifting in this game, and you know this. That was the only way to secure that first win of the season. The 49ers D received heaping amounts of praise from us as we went on and on and on. And it seems even Coach Shanahan was in high approval. He gave the Red and Gold Warriors a nod himself. You know, fam, here's the thing. Now, before we start trashing Jimmy G and talking bad about all the offense, listen, they need more time. The defense is on track, and what I like about the defense, I think they're going to get even better. That's what's really crazy. They haven't hit a ceiling yet. What if at some point during the season Nick Bosa's healthy? After a while, Dee Ford has not had enough reps. He took off the entire preseason. Now, he'll be in midseason form, Well, it'll be before midseason. I suspect around week 4, week 5. D Ford is D Ford. Nick Bosa, I hope that ankle sprain does not get aggravated any further. I want to see what he looks like at 100%. Oh, God. I bet you nobody else in the NFL wants to. Woo, man. And as of this hour, Kyle Shanahan has his first winning record as a head coach of the San Francisco 49ers. His squad sits at 1-0 after losing their season debut during each of the last 2 years. Shanahan jokingly asked after the game, was asked, quote, he said it feels good. Can we stop right now? It feels nice to finally be on the plus side. Last year we got to 500 at 1-1, so it feels better this year so far. Unquote. 49ers were indeed 1-1 after 2 weeks of play last year. You do remember that. They then went on to lose 6 straight games on the way to a 4-win pathetic season. Most of us are still bearing scars from the last 5 years to begin with. And, this is just one of those things. Sunday's game was not perfect, especially on the offensive side of the ball. As I just mentioned, still a victory is a victory, and we need to embrace that for what it is and know that the 49ers offense is going to continue to improve. Kyle Shanahan is not going to stand for them to look like they looked this past week. He had a few choice things to say about that, even his presser, but that will stop soon. And as I say, as the chemistry, you can see timing was off. Jimmy was behind receivers sometimes or way out in front. But you can tell that's a timing issue because in practice, you get that kind of thing down. But in the game, it's got to move quick. So this has got to be the thing where 2 or 3 games, and now they'll get that down. So I suspect they'll be cleaning that up probably as soon as this weekend. They got a lot of work to do. Penalties need to be cleaned up. 49ers had 11 of 87 with some nullifying potential scoring opportunities just wiped completely out. George Kittle didn't help his stat book any. He took 2 touchdowns. Niners with the flags. What are you doing? Maybe they couldn't hear because of the noise. I don't know. There was a different feel, though, in that game yesterday, as you may have noticed. Had last year's offense struggled as they did against the Bucs, the 49ers probably would have lost. In fact, as you know, they did last year. 49ers went into Tampa, Florida, November 25th, 2018. That was the night before that. That's when Reuben Foster decided to have an episode with his ex-girlfriend. Well, I don't even know if it's his ex. They may be back together now. But, of course, you know about that. Waking people up in the middle of the night to tell them, listen, Reuben's not going to be with us anymore. He just got carried off to the joint. Oh, Reuben, damn. So it's distractions like that. It dropped the Week 12 contest by a score of 27-9. But the rematch! This year, the 49ers rebuilt defensive front caused a type of chaos the team has hungered for in recent years and forced 4, not 1, not 2, the full amount of last year, 4, including 3 INTs and 2 pick sixes. Shanahan said about that, quote, I think it's huge, especially just as hard as we played. It's fun to win when you can be hard on the guys the next day because there's lots of stuff on that tape that could have cost us that game in all 3 phases. Very rarely is it perfect, but I was disappointed with that. And to still being able to pull out a win says a lot about the guys we've got in there and how important it was to them. How hard they were fighting. They weren't looking to make excuses or looking to blame it on anyone or looking to blame it on, they all just kept grinding. And when you do that, usually good things happen. Unquote. Fam, salute. The 49ers did not give up. They said, I'll be damned if we leave it here without a win. The heat bearing down on them, dehydration. Somebody said the air-conditioned bench stopped working in the second half. The 49ers are out there fighting on pure fortitude, and I'll be damned if I'm going to lose. That was their whole attitude. I love that stuff, man. Bucs quarterback Jameis Winston was under duress for much of the game. He did manage to complete 20 of his 26 passes for only 195 yards with a touchdown, but he also was touched up for 3 INTs. Winston also ate plenty of dirt. I mean, the man had half the real estate of that stadium in his mouth. Sacked 3 times on the way to a 45.4 passer rating, and that sucks. Booyah! Defense! Defense! Richard Sherman said after the game, quote, "We just felt Jameis was uncomfortable. It wasn't in rhythm. He couldn't hit the top of his drops comfortably. He was looking at the rush a lot of the times, but he's still crafty. He avoided a few sacks. As you know, Nick talked about that later. Nick says, it felt good out there. I got in. Jameis is a very crafty guy. I really couldn't get him. He couldn't shift on his ankle. I think once Bosa gets that ankle feeling better, I think he was trying. Did you see when he fell down in front of Winston? I think as Winston juked him, instead of pushing off that ankle, he intelligently just go down, take the stress off that ankle immediately. You missed your shot. Live to take another snap. He dropped out because when he went down, I wondered, I've never seen that from him because I've watched a lot of his tape. He did that on purpose. And from what he said, that's exactly what happened. So he says he learned a lot in this game. So, he avoided a few sacks. He's very ingenuitive in the pocket, very similar to Ben Roethlisberger. This is Sherman's quote, by the way. I interrupted with Bosa. But yeah, unquote. The defensive performance inspired the offense, which we're all hoping will get their miscues cleaned up before next week, too. Contest against the Bengals, of course. Even George Kittle was excited about the D. He's good at saying watching Nick Bosa get sacks and watching D Ford get strip fumbles. It gets the offense going when your defense is playing like that. Sherm with the pick six, Akello Witherspoon with the pick six. It just gets you fired up. It's hard to watch an offense go down on your defense for like a 12-play drive for a touchdown. That kind of drains the offense too. Sitting there when your defense makes those big plays, it just gets everyone excited, and it gets the offense moving. It's good vibes. Really, it gets you going. Unquote, Big George Kittle. Sherman also had some things to get off his chest in his post-game press conference. Richard Sherman's always going to be the kind of guy that's not going to. In fact, I hope other people continue to say nasty things about Richard Sherman. It fires him up. Sherman said he was ready to make a statement to all those who counted him out. Quote, "As you listen around and you hear people writing you off, you just hope they keep writing you off." Vintage Sherman. "I hope they're also riding their wheels because I'm at your neck. I'm at everybody's neck this year." I'm gonna get. You know what? I feel like I need to get a burner account so I can just shoot. I need to help fire that flame up and just shoot digs at him on behalf of strategic, nasty posts. He'll probably block you if you do that. But the thing is, you want to keep him fired up. Sherm can get crazy when he gets fired up. You seen that game yesterday. I thought he should have been penalized on that second play against Mike Evans, but he refused to be used by Evans. Got beat by him once, but that was into that. That PI got caught, right? Shanahan said, quote, "Oh, well, by the way, about Dante Pettis, pretty much not being involved in the season opener, right? You noticed that, didn't you?" Shanahan is quoted saying Dante got a setback with his groin injury where he just missed some time to practice, so that gave him a little bit of a setback leading into week 1, which made it easier for Debo to start over him. So that's what was going on there. And I kept saying during the game, Debo, I think, started in place of Dante. I was guessing. That was accurate. Shanahan went on to say, "We went on knowing Debo was going to get more playing time. I definitely didn't plan on Dante getting only 2 reps, though." He should have been in more than that. That starts with me, and I'll make sure not to let that happen again. So look for Pettis to probably be constantly going to try to make it up to him this week. And by letting Pettis just carry the load, I can't wait to see what happens next. You know what? No matter what we think about Dante Pettis, that boy can play some football. Now, if he's feeling okay this week, let's see what happens. Pettis, you know what this does also? This is just the right kind of message to let Dante know we may be able to get this done with or without you, dog. You want some of this? Come get some. Dante comes in Sunday, holds a clinic. Let's look forward to that as the offense gets better. I doubt it'll be 94 degrees with 90% humidity in Cincinnati. Let's see what happens. Solomon Thomas also was in on just 12 of the defense's 70 total snaps. Julian Tatum was the only defensive lineman with fewer snaps. Thomas was also blanked out of the stat sheet. Shanahan spoke with reporters today via conference call from Youngstown, Ohio, where the guys are practicing this week in preparation for the Week 2 contest against the Bengals. Coach was asked about Thomas's limited playing time. Shanahan's response was this, quote, I expected to play a little bit more than that. We've also got a pretty deep D-line group, and defensive line Coach Chris Kasorek rotates them throughout the game and how he feels according to what personnel they're doing and what the down and distance is. You know, Solly isn't starting on the outside or the inside, but he's one of our key guys right behind all four of those positions. So there's games that will play out where he'll play more, and then there's some where he'll play a little less. I knew he wasn't going to get more reps than some of the starting guys did, but I thought he would get more than 12. But it worked out that way, unquote. Bam. It's becoming increasingly clear that Solomon Thomas is going to be that other extra guy. Thomas is in his third NFL season and racked up 72 total tackles with 4 sacks in his first 2 seasons. Every time he gets on the field now, he's got to make a huge statement in order to move ahead. I think that's Eric Armstead's job now. And Solomon Thomas, that's Eric Armstead's job to lose, and Solly's got to take it away from him or at least get on equal ground with him, or next year could be a little weird involving Solomon Thomas. I'm not sure. We'll see. But that's the way it looks right now. Fam, I'd love to get your input on some of these things. How did you feel about the defense? And better yet, you can say what you want about the defense, but what do you expect about the offense as well? Was it the heat? Was it humidity? Was it the timing? Was it the chemistry? Are you trusting Jimmy G continuously, or are you thinking that, no, it's time to bring in Nick Mullins? We had that crowd. They were with us yesterday. Love to hear from you on that. William Roberts says, what's up? We had 3 TDs called back. See, there's another factor you got to count in. We had more touchdowns. We left 21 points on the table. They have to work on that against the Bengals. Russo SF49, what's up? Matt says, shout out from Bend, Oregon, and go Niners. Can I get a Niner? Yeah, my friend. Let me see. You know, I got to be careful with this because I got all week to heal up, though, right? Niner! You know what? This is finally getting in shape. Last year, I ripped it to shreds. I think this year could take a little more pain. I'm going to hold it right there for push my luck. Wild Bill says we will put a whooping on those Bengal kitties. Harvey, Huegas. He says we needed to clean up the damn penalties. And I thought we were over that in preseason, actually. Coffee, beat the Bengals. Salvador Brebiska. Imagine if Bosa had 3 sacks yesterday. Oh, man. He could have had 2 if he wouldn't have fell down in front of Winston when he dropped to, well, I think he dropped intentionally. He might have had 2 for sure. Gibson, also, Mike Person was the second highest rated player on the team. How about that? He didn't give up any pressures and performed well in the run game. I keep telling y'all, man, this offensive line is not trash. Now, I agree with the fact that we need backup, but I'm sorry, that offensive line is not trash. Jay Anderson, what up? The whole Niner Empire repping 804. Mr. Midget 99. La, 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 la. That's what he wrote. Don't get me started. Ooh, la, la. Kim, Busso, Butro, hey, Kim, what's up? Trent Payne says, if our D is legit, don't see why we can't be competitive in every game. Trent, that is the bottom line right there because the offense is going to come along. And you know this, Child Shanahan is not going to be, it'll be the first time ever he had a shabby offense. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Mr. Black Guy 22, hey, did you see that Browns game when they had almost 200 yards and penalties? Was that what happened there? Haven't sat back and relaxed and watched that game and laughed yet. Soko's, I don't want to see KB running one way and Jimmy throwing the other anymore. Soko, you and me both. I wish I knew whose fault that was exactly. Coming out of snap, was that KB or was that Jimmy? I suspect it was KB, though. Niner Joe Empire, hey, we should sign no one since we got Mostert and Breda. Niner Joe, I fully agree. Let Mr. What's-his-name in San Diego stay where he is. Bring on Jeff Wilson. Get Austin Walter back in here and put him on the practice squad. We go through running backs like some dudes go through chewing gum. Keep them ready. Man, and Che Martinez. Does Patterson Goodwin play for a different team because they're invisible? We did see Goodwin on one play. The ball was thrown behind him, so we'll see what happens with him on that. Good. Stevie's here to give a little more insights on what he was there at the game. Hey, Stevie.
Ronbo.
Steve. Stevie, man, the defense, we may have hollered and hooped about the defense enough. Steve, give me some insights on what you've seen with that defense and what you expect going forward with them. And what will it take to fix the offense? How long will it take them to catch up with the level of the defense? You know what I'm saying? My God.
Yeah, well, for the first thing, our defense, if you notice why we kept getting gashes ran on us by the running back, if you look at the game, the Force button, the D4, and Nick Bosa weren't in there half the time going towards it. And I think the dehydration was a big factor because I kept looking, I'm like, why do we keep getting run on? And the moment the button came in there, he stopped the run immediately.
Mm-hmm.
But he was on the sideline for most of that, like second half, he was on the sideline.
D-Buck, I did see Sheldon Day out there and DJ Jones together.
A lot. And Julian Taylor. That dehydration was a big factor, I'm assuming so. Because they didn't even put Solomon in. So that's a bad thing. We drafted a person number 3 overall just to be a backup to a backup.
And he was supposed to be number 2. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's besides the point. But our defense is still good. I don't think the running game is going to be that crazy on us next week, even if they start running back if he comes back this week, because I feel like they're not going to be dehydrated. One, because that heat was unbearable, Rumble. Like it was bad. So
Stevie knows he was sitting out there.
I was sitting out there, and I was sitting. I wasn't playing, so that's the difference. They were playing, so I understand that why all that was going on. But yeah, the defense is gonna be fine. We're gonna be good all season. Like Rumble, did you know we were second? I think we're the number 1 defense in fantasy.
What?
Even though the Ravens did good against the Dolphins, but we were number 1.
All right, I didn't check that out. But look who the Ravens
they put us in the perfect lineup. Yeah. Who is that?
I don't know. But anyway, we ranked number 2 behind the Ravens, who played the Dolphins. And Stevie, get this. Half the Dolphins roster are calling their agents, asking them to get them the hell up out of Miami.
Yeah, well, tell some of their receivers, like Albert Wilson. I like him, tell him to come here because our receivers can't seem to get separation from nobody. Like, I don't understand what's going on. Like, Rumble, we can't get the run game going at all. We can get the passing game was decent at best. You know what I'm saying? It's decent. The blocking was good. The pass blocking was good. The run blocking was terrible, and that all led because of Weston Richburg. He was terrible, Rumble.
He ain't ready.
Vita
he had no
Vea and Sue were blowing him. Yeah, I know. That's why I say I'll give him a pass on that because he had nothing. So maybe he get his legs underneath him now since he had a good test with Vita Vea and Sue.
Well, can you imagine?
The Bengals D-line.
But you ain't had no preseason, and you got to deal with Vita Vea.
Exactly. Yeah, and Sue. So, and the Bengals D-line is not garbage either. They're probably better than Sue and Vita Vea. They got you got Atkins, Hubbard, Carlos Dunlap, and they have another edge rusher. But their defensive line is stacked too. So we might have another problem with the run game again this week. So unless they get it down pat, figured out.
Stevie, what's the temperature?
We need to do some Rumble.
What's the temperature in that area? Because you know what, I have a feeling.
I'm back in the Fort Lauderdale area, but in the Tampa area, it was the game reached to 100. It was 100 degrees with 65% humidity. Like,
I'm thinking in Cincinnati. How much cooler?
In Cincinnati, it's way cooler. Way cooler. It's probably gonna be like the 70s, 80s. Like down south, we get more of the sun. So when you go up north a little bit in our Ohio area, I'm pretty sure it's less hot.
It's humid.
Their 85 degrees might not be like our 85 degrees down here. It'll feel different. So we're gonna be way better. That rotation is gonna be way better. But, yeah, we didn't have
East Coast
our
time.
3 starters in the second half. Yeah, East Coast
Yeah.
time, and we're staying on that. Rumble,
Yeah.
we're going to be good. I watched the highlights with the Seahawks and the
Bengals.
Bengals. Bengals run our offense. They have so we should have a leg up on them. They run our exact offense. So our defense should get used to it. We shouldn't get burnt like how the Seahawks get burnt by it.
But the
So,
Seahawks, I got a feeling. The Hawks, the Bengals were in Seattle and almost won that game. So you are right. We got a different competition coming up this week, but that's good, Stevie, because you got your warm-up game out the way. Western Richmond got some reps
Rumble.
in. Yeah.
And Akello played good. I was so happy. Rumble, I was getting in every Bucs fan face. I did not care. Because when Jimmy threw that pick, they let me have it, Rumble. They let me have it. But once we started coming back and we got to pick up, remember I told you at the halftime, I said all we need is 2 touchdowns, and the game was over.
Yep.
And that happened as soon as we got back in the second half. As soon as I told y'all, Richie James is going to be that starting receiver for us. I like him. That's the only one that actually did something, him and Kittle.
Yeah.
Debo's going to have it. We can't rely on Debo being the number 1 receiver because he's going to go through that rookie wall.
Yeah.
Not yet, exactly, not yet.
Yeah.
Later on, if he emerges as it, I'm all for it. Dante Fettis, I don't believe that injury really is that serious, Rumble. I really think it's something he's not there mentally.
Because how do you forget?
Kyle Shanahan's gonna let exactly.
Yeah.
Because Kyle Shanahan, he did it on purpose because it's not making sense to me. He wasn't a starting lineup in pregame. As soon as pregame was over, you got Debo and Marquise started.
I tell you.
And Bourne had a touchdown, Rumble. He ran the wrong route. Remember when Jimmy almost threw another pick? No, Bourne.
Oh, I know. Kendrick
went
inside. Jimmy tried to throw him open outside. Kendrick.
Exactly. Because if he would have went inside, that would have been another pick, or he would have got killed by the safety. He would have got killed by the safety. Either way. Man. More than likely it would have been a pick because the safety was right there. You were supposed to sit on the outside.
Him. He was in traffic. Touchdown.
So we left more than 21 points out there.
Damn it.
We left really 35.
Oh.
So, man, 35 on top of the 31. Rumble, we were supposed to kill the team.
I know.
But I'm happy for the win.
Sloppy, but we got it.
When I know no more people calling in, so I'm going to let you have that with them calling in. But we here now, man. We here. 10-6.
I tell you. It's got to be. They'll straighten out. All right.
Yeah.
Stevie, appreciate you, fam. I'll talk to you a little bit.
All right, Rumble.
Hey, have a good night. Oh, that's right. It's Shabazz' birthday. Is Shabazz in the house yet? Let me go ahead and jump into song right now. Happy Niners birthday to Shabazz. Happy Niners birthday to Shabazz. Happy Niners birthday to Shabazz. Shabazz, is he hanging on the phone? Get him in here, man. Let me see what he's talking about now. Shabazz. Whoa, Shabazz. Shabazz, where you at, mate? Shabazz. Did we lose Shabazz? Don't tell me I'm going to do that again, because anybody who's watching say, oh, man, hey, Ronbo, please don't do it again. Shabazz, did we lose you? All right, let Shabazz, maybe he lost his connection. Let me give another holler from a man from Bama. For the Rod, get on in here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Finally, the Rod has come back to Ronbo Live.
Feeling a lot better today than yesterday, Shabazz. I was sitting up here, man. I was on life support systems, fam. It took all of me in that game. I ain't never felt so drained after a football game. Rod, it hurts, it tires you, works you more when you win a game than it does you lose. You lose, you just get mad and say you got all kind of energy from that because you're hating. But you're winning, you're sitting there all relaxed. Oh, man. Rod, hopefully we'll have plenty more days like that.
I hate to change the feeling, man, because the Rod big fella wants to call in and start this phone call off with an installment, if you don't mind.
I don't blame you. It's Monday Night Raw. Rod, get it off your chest. Here we go. And now it's Monday Night Raw. You know how we do. Let me holler at you. Rod, go right ahead.
Okay, let's go. 49ers, check it out. Richard Sherman, you my dog. Congratulations on the pick six. But let's pause for a minute. Let's go back to the years of the Legion of Boom. Remember all of those games that we were victimized because there was a bunch of pass interference holding calls consecutively all the time that were not getting called because the referee was missing them.
Mm-hmm.
Now they got this thing called an instant replay for pass interference. How many damn flags did Richard Sherman get the other day? I'm just saying.
Well, he
Not saying I don't believe in Richard Sherman. I'm just saying. We got an area to be concerned. See what I'm saying?
It's true. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna argue. Sherm should have got called for that last one. They didn't call. They went to Dean Blandino and company. That was a flag. Sherman was doing the patty cake and holding hands with the man, had his back turned to the ball. Sherman didn't know anywhere about where the ball was. Rich, what are you doing, man?
And I mean, he got caught. He got caught grabbing jersey left and right. I'm like, God, man, wow. I'm like, it brought back memories, man, of when he was the Legion of Boom. It's like they weren't throwing the flags though. And see, we all as 49er fans know this. Richard, you was 49er now. They gonna throw the flag, bro.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. They don't play with us. They don't give us all that kind of slack. You're right.
Not at all.
Right.
Not at all. So we need to get them hot boys to throw a meeting or something and tell Richard, man, you need to go ahead and get that problem worked out now, bro. You know, we love you. Thanks for the pick six.
Yeah.
But we can't be having 85 yards of penalties because of holding calls and pass interference calls. You know?
But Rod, you think he'll listen? Because, you know, Rod's sitting there, because Sherm's sitting there thinking, man, I'm a grown-ass man, man. Y'all need to listen to what I tell you to do, okay? And you come telling me, coming at me sideways, talking about what I'm doing, I don't know that he'd go off that way, but I still wonder if they'd be worried to approach him and say, Rich, you know, you're my man, 50 grand and all, man, we look up to you like you're a god. But listen, if we lose a game behind some of them little grabs and stuff that be going on, you know what I'm saying? Rod, would you be not afraid to talk to him?
Well, I mean, one thing about superstars like Rick is this: you got to pull them to the side. You can't
don't in front of nobody.
Think AB, but not AB. Think AB, but not AB. I mean, pull him to the side, had a conversation. I mean, he's pretty professional when it comes to handling his craft. So he's not the one that likes a lot of controversy over small, stupid things. But you know, when we're talking about schemes and things of that nature, he knows what he's getting paid to do, and he was the guy that bet on himself when he got his own contract signed.
Right.
So, you know, I just feel like, you know, Rich, hey, good first game. We got the victory, so it's no biggie. But for that to be the first game, and for everyone saying that you're back to what you used to be, you're 100% healthy again, that right there is a cause of concern to say, let's hope he's not regressing. But
well, you know
like
what,
I said, I'm gonna stay on the positive note.
You put your finger right on it, though. He's always been like that. Rich has been holding since 2011.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I mean, I'm not gonna put it all on him. The Legion of Boom, all of those, their press cover receivers. I mean, press cover corner guys.
Pete taught him that. Pete the cheat taught him all of that stuff.
So but other than that, job well done. I felt like the offensive game plan got better toward the second half.
Always.
Shanahan
He always
made
makes
those
adjustments to the half.
He made those adjustments that needed to be made, and I haven't seen that type of recovery since the Harbaugh days. So it felt good to see that we were down, and we kept up the fight. We didn't end it. So that's all I can ask for. As far as the running game goes, Kevin Coleman, hey, I'm not like everybody else. I'm gonna say this was the first game of the season, man. I mean, every game, Tevin Coleman can go 6 to 8 yards, a home run. Just like Matt Breida not gonna do it every game either. You know, it's a team effort, and you know, bottom line is at the end of the game, Coleman and I'm sorry, Breida and Mostert did a pretty good job of finishing off the game. So you know, we gotta stable it back.
We do.
I'm not worried about that.
And Jeffrey Wilson's flying into town right now, even as we speak, if he ain't already there. Rod, we gonna go. I'll see you later in the week. If something crazy goes on, like they do sign that angry running back out of L.A., we'll get back on here immediately. Otherwise, let's see you this weekend.
All right, man. Well, it's been good. Shout out to the Empire as always. Shout out to you, Ronbo.
Thanks, man.
Shout me out, baby.
Got it. Niners! From man of Rod from Bama. Rod!
All right. Hey, we'll catch you the next one, Ronbo. Hold it down,
Right,
baby.
man. He's looking for you. Hey, where's Shabazz? Shabazz? Where you at, fam? All right. Shabazz maybe have some kind of connection problem. Let's go ahead and check out Will.
Ronbo, what's up? What's up?
Will, man, this is that game where we're glad we won, but we sure as hell wish that the offense had more to do with it than they did. It's a real weird feeling, isn't it? Because you know they can play a lot better. And we've seen how many points get left on the table, so we know they can do this. Discipline, discipline, discipline. But if you need an installment, I'm ready. You want an installment?
No, I'm good on the installment. I'm good.
All right.
No, I'm good tonight, man. I'm really impressed with about the team and how they played yesterday. Yeah, it was first game of the season, man. You know, different type of environment because this game counts. You know, everybody was amped up and whatnot, man. You know, kind of, mentally, they had little rusty chips in the head mentally, man. But I believe they're okay now. I believe we're gonna be way more better on offense going forward. Yeah. And the thing that I loved about the 49ers, man, they stayed strong mentally. They kept a strong mindset. They didn't give up. They did what they were supposed to do. Not a lot of mental mistakes. The only type of mistakes they made was the flags. Some of them flags wasn't their fault. It was the refs. Like I'm telling you, we're gonna have to go against these refs all season long. So we need to do it. So we need to do the best we can to not let them put us in certain situations where they have to do bull crap stuff like that. But other than that, man, defense played great. Seeing D Ford and Bosa coming off the edge applying pressure just looks so beautiful. It's like looking at a beautiful picture, So,
and they're not in the best. They ain't playing nearly as good as they can. They had no preseason, a few workouts here and there, and coming out looking like that. Boy, the league needs to be concerned.
Yes, but yeah, man, they did great, man. I'm proud of them, man. But we got to get the Buccaneers out of our head. We need to forget about it. We need to head on to Cincinnati. Cincinnati, they put up a good fight up in Seattle.
They should have won.
So we can't take no team lightly. I don't care if they 0-2, 0-4. Can't take no team lightly because this is any given Sunday league. So, but yeah,
I agree. I got a new respect for every opponent we got now behind this game. And I'll never admit to Real Talk Perez, but you know what? Well, I will. That team is a lot better than I thought they were. The Bucs.
Yeah, I mean they now defense on a defensive standpoint they good. I mean they good. Like if you want to talk about good defenses, one of the good defenses in the NFL, Tampa Bay is one of them. You can't put it past. You saw what they did to our running game. But the first caller was right though. I forgot his name. He was right. Them plays they'll run up the middle.
Yeah.
You
they had the backups in there. And also Quan was at the game. Now you
big factor.
you saw how Quan lit the guy up when they ran in the middle of that time. But when he got put out the game, the jail door was free. He can do anything he wanted to.
And they
so
did.
Quan is a major piece of that defense. So when you run up the middle, he's gonna be right there to smack you.
Yeah, it's a linebacker
There's no way.
captain.
There's no way.
Yeah, so of course.
Yeah, no way around that. But yeah, man. We just need to clean up our self-inflicted mistakes like the certain amount of flags. Now, and we need to catch the ball. We need to catch the ball on defense, man. And when we need to get some. And we could have had 28 points off of interceptions. Quan Alexander had one he could have took to the house. He dropped.
Ooh.
And Tavares Moore had one he could have caught.
That's
you know what I'm saying? So
Tavares is definitely not going to get caught.
Right. We could have 4 pick sixes. And then on top of that, overall in the game, we could have had 50-plus points. George Kittle had 2 touchdowns that was called back.
Mostert got called back.
Mostert had one. Yeah, Mostert had one that got called back. Quan had that interception that he dropped. That could have been a touchdown. Tavares Moore had a pick he dropped. That could have been a touchdown. We could have put up 50, man. So, whenever the ball hit our hands, man, we got to catch them. We got to catch them and take them to the house. But overall, man, we going to do better offensively. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, so we got to play in 94 degrees heat every week.
A matter of fact, Ronbo, let me go ahead and get a quick installment. Just a quick one right quick.
Okay, but we're really out of time. Can you do it in 1 minute?
Okay, well, let me just go and say it. Dante Pettis, leave these doggone kittens alone. And send them, I don't know, you may need to take them out somewhere and kill them. Or take
give them away
to a nurse. Or give them away or something. Because you need to be around some dogs. You need to look inside yourself and ask yourself, do you want to be a football player? Do you want to be a wide, or do you want to play baseball?
Somebody said something about that.
You know what I'm saying? All right, man. But I'm out here, man.
I will. Yeah,
shout out to you, Ronbo, man. Shout out to my TNT family player partner, Trey Trez, Russo, all them guys, man. Shout out to Rico Fans Club, Jersey Joe, Russo, all them guys, and my boy Bosh.
I see y'all in the chat.
Man. All right, man.
Big Will.
All right, man. If the Rams, Rudy let off Super Bowl and score 3 points, and they broke. All right.
Have a good night, Will. And we go to Vader. Vader! Man! And we're sitting here nitpicking this game. How much better this team really could be.
Nitpicking going on, man.
Man, they could be so much better, Vader. You can't make the defense do all the work.
Everybody's gonna have mixed emotions, Ronbo. Everybody's gonna have mixed emotions. I mean, we've been getting that.
And networks ain't doing nice.
No, they're not doing nice at all. They actually showed a commercial right now with us in it, making the Raiders look bad when Kittle took the ball all the way down the end zone. So, just right now, the Raider game. But, talk about both sides of the ball, man. Big concern I have is what's going on with our number one receiver and our quarterback, man. They don't look like they're on the same page there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not playing Goodwin too much in the game, and I'm all like, well, what's happening here?
Vader,
every time we throw the ball,
what I like about that is, this is why I know Jimmy's going to look awesome this next game. You know why? He knows that was a lackluster performance. If anybody knows, he knows. And so do the receivers, too. So.
Right. To clean up, and hopefully with them staying out on the East Coast, they can work on that. See if we can get more receivers involved in the stuff, because, I mean,
We had no jet lag, nothing like that. We had Kittle doing most of the most of the work on the offensive side of the ball in the passing game. Kittle was all over the place, but he's Mr. Dependable, so can't knock him for that. But again, I've heard a couple of people talking about a running game. I think we're a lot better than that. I feel the Heat did have a big issue with that, so hopefully with next game, Richburg can get his head out of his ass and start making some plays here. That's what I'm hoping for here. But he needs to clean it up a little bit.
And Vader, have you ever endured really hot weather? I wonder at some point were they going into some kind of delirium? Because the thing is, you got 94 degrees with high humidity. You sit down and don't help none. You walk around and don't help none. Then you got to hit the field and the adrenaline hits too. I have a feeling that could make a man crazy. I've played ball a lot, but I've never played in that kind of heat.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that. I mean, you seen the interception Sherm got. He was surprised he got it. He didn't know whether to go down.
He almost stepped out of bounds.
He didn't know whether to go out of bounds. And then exactly. He took off. Everybody's that way. Go that way. Okay. Yeah, it could be. And then we have Quan putting laying out Winston. It's like, man, that he probably got to him.
You know what, though? Quan and Winston are friends. Quan explained that. He says when he pump faked, I didn't know he was going down. The refs, they didn't need to throw him out the game. Vader, that was not intentional. That's what makes me so mad. You could let him stay in the game.
They did not.
Oh.
And you know what? I got to mention that. I was watching Twitter today and Instagram. You should have seen these people just going after Quan. Quan, you be you, baby. You be you. That
Wait, they weren't 49er fans.
Some were.
Oh, no.
So I was like, oh, yeah, dude. So I was like, you know what? You be you. And we all know you didn't mean to do that. But, he was answering back on the tweets and stuff like that.
Is this on Twitter? Twitter or Instagram?
Twitter. I do Twitter.
I'm gonna go over there and back him up.
Go on there and check it out, man. But, yeah, dude, Quan was defending himself. But anyways, to kick him off the field. But it is what it is. Like everybody else was saying, we got to move on to Cincinnati on that point. But, going back to what you stated, maybe the Heat did cause a little friction there. Maybe, Jimmy's timing wasn't there because of the Heat. Who knows? But, at least we got something on tape. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got something on tape. We're able to review it and get better from there. Mm-hmm. I'm just glad we got this win, man. We got to get this monkey off our back. Got to be able to go into other territories and pick up these wins. Because, that's what's going to get us deep into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. I have a feeling he'll be looking sharper this week, though. Because, as I say, Jimmy, he has a bad practice sometimes. It's followed by an immaculate practice. It's up and down with him. He knows that was up to his standard. Next week, watch Jimmy G be the conversation of Monday. You just got to keep it up.
Yeah, but you know what? I listened to a couple of the broadcasters and I rewatched the game, and they made some comments stating that I guess he worked with his dad for a little bit. They had a Shanahan Sr. out there working with Jimmy G. Mm-hmm. Maybe there's too much ears in his head.
Yeah,
maybe he needs to focus.
Too many voices in his head. Jimmy, what?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah,
maybe, but the thing is, G has got to. He's still, to me, sometimes I see a little look of confusion on his face.
Confusion, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't look
all
the way
down one receiver.
Yeah, as if he's still trying to focus on trying to learn the offense. I thought by now he would. Remember last year, Vader, in Game 3 that he got hurt, he started to look a little more crisp, a little more sharp, a little more in charge. A
little more comfortable.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's the case right now. So anyway.
Yeah, and it looks like he's one of those players that, like, they get a little butthurt when they get yelled at.
Yeah, and Shannon did yell at him, too.
And that's why you see him take off running. Oh, I'm going to get this first down before I get yelled at again. We don't want him doing that.
He'll roll on it.
You know what I mean? Move a little bit to the right, move to the little right. Throw the ball away.
Look for a better Jimmy G this weekend. Vader, we got to pull up.
But, you owe me something, Ronbo. Wait, before I go, you owe me something.
Let me see if I can do it.
Today's Vader's birthday. Mm-hmm. Today's Vader's birthday.
Hey, is that right?
You can give me a birthday.
You can do it right now. I could have done that right from the start. Are you ready?
I apologize
Are you
about
ready,
that.
V?
Ready?
Happy Nana's birthday to Vader. Happy Nana's birthday to my man Vader. Happy Nana's birthday to Vader.
Thank you,
Don't get
Ronbo,
me
from the
started doing
bottom of
that
my heart
channel.
and the rest of the Empire. We love what you do. Shout out
Thanks, man.
TNT, Big Show, everybody else in the Empire. Let me go! Let me go! Radio, Ronbo Sports. Cincinnati's going down, baby. You guys have a good night.
That's right. Vader, you too, fam. See you later. Hey, let's roll on it and get James hooked up right quick. James!
Hey, what's happening, Rombo? How you doing, man?
James, you know, we're going to get to the point. I figure by week 5 or week 6, we're going to be totally intolerant of anything but perfection. And so this game lacked everything but perfection. And well, it was just one of those things where it's unacceptable in some cases. And you just heard Richard Sherman got an installment put on him. I'm watching Jimmy do things out there, and I'm not sure if that was my boy Kendrick running inside when he should have been turning that outside on that route. These are the things that by now, and hitting Marquise Goodwin from behind, there's a lot of things here that could be cleaned up on the offense to make them take a little bit of that pressure off the defense. You know what I'm saying? But James, what are your observations on this?
Well, I'll tell you what. Once again, Rombo, I thank you for what you do for us, the
Thanks,
platform
man.
you provide, and the show that you bring to us. It's great, and I love it. And I will start out by saying this. I sent you some pictures yesterday from Nuno's Bar and Grill to your Gmail of me and Hakeem and a whole bunch of Niner Empire fan base, sister and brethren.
Oh,
Yeah, it's right there in your mailbox, man. I sent it to you today. And
today?
Check it out.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant yesterday you sent them. You sent them today. All right.
I sent them today. Yeah. But anyway, with that being said, I'm feeling really good about yesterday because it was an extremely sloppy game. It was the first game of the season. And on top of that, you know, I'm looking at it like there's so much improvement with, you know, here it is. Another caller had said we were number 1 in fantasy, but the reality of it is we were also the number 1 defense in the league yesterday. Okay, after that performance we put on the field.
Were we number 1? Because somebody said it was Baltimore laying the Dolphins out. But compared to the Dolphins, I think the Bucs was a lot more difficult to deal with. So we're number 1. We should.
Of course, and the Dolphins, you know, they're really in disarray right now, and it is what it is. You know, football misery when your team is tore up or whatever. But I will say this much: someone has stated and said that, you know, a lot of fans, they still want Nick Mullins in the game. Well, let me say this much: I understand Nick Mullins is a great backup, but I'm gonna say this much about Garoppolo. On the pick 6, I think the receiver was supposed to be like a comeback route. I think he may have went too far. And then the corner also was sitting there basically kind of squatting. Maybe Jimmy didn't see it, but I will say this much. I would say we left over 35 points on the field because we got 21 called back, okay, and penalties. Okay, so if we would have added that to what Garoppolo did, even with the pick 6, it's probably still a 5, maybe 6 touchdown day. Okay, hands down all day. Weston Richburg could not block yesterday. I mean, I didn't see it because
worried about him.
The running game, he collapsed in the running game. And then on top of this, I understand it's game 1, but still, I think Ben Garland may be better at that position right now. If for some reason Weston Richburg can't get it figured out or can't get back up to par, because right now, from what I see, this team is primed to make a definite long distance run, to be playing in the last game in the season in 2020, okay? Because when your defense goes out there and puts out a performance like that, and hands down, let's not take anything away from Garoppolo. He had some rust on him, but you could see where his game is elevating. His game is elevating. A game where we won the first game of the season, 31-17, and left 35 points on the field.
Yeah.
But I know it was 21 statistically that we got called back, 3 touchdowns. Okay. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's just, man, that team right now, everything we talked about, how the pass rush would help the back end. And it's all coming together. The guys on the back end were out there. They were ESPN highlight reels yesterday. With Sherman having a big one, having a pick six, and then Akello also had another one. I think he dropped the ball or something, because it was another interception right there. Something he did that caused him from not catching the ball. But at the same time, Devarius Moore had 2 drops. That one right there in the end zone, if he catches that ball when he stepped in front of not Mike Evans, the other receiver, but if he catches that ball in the end zone, that's another pick six, because there was nobody over there to stop him. And
they couldn't stop him anyway. He's too fast.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, man. Yeah, but it's all coming together, and we're going to be a force to reckon with. I can tell you this much. I'm going to say 12-4 at what I've seen, but I can tell you this much. I think we're going to bully teams in this league this year.
Eventually, bro, I see that about 3 weeks away, James. You're right.
That thing is like a pressure cooker that's got a bowl full of gas in it. Okay, sitting on top of an open flame, because they are hungry. They lay in the wood to teams. It ain't about no soft hits and no easy tackling. They
got the personnel. You lost 2 key players. By the way, that was Tevin Coleman on that INT. Coleman, his ankle was gone. Maybe he drives on that ball a little harder. But anyway, James, we got to pull up here. Let me see you tomorrow. I'm sorry. This is probably later on in the week.
All right, Ronbo, do what you got to do. But the good thing about it, this Sunday, the weather's supposed to be around 70-something degrees, I think, when they're going to be playing.
Yes,
in Ohio. About it may even be in the upper 70s, close to 80, but that's a whole lot better than what they had to endure yesterday. But hey, I've said this, and I'm gonna say this because I know you got a lot of callers, and I'm gonna go, but I can say this much: we go into that bye 3-0 with Pittsburgh at home that opening night, I believe it is.
Yeah.
After the bye. If we go in there,
Pittsburgh, we get back from Cincinnati. Yeah, that's game 3.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's game 3. Well, if we're 3-0 at the end of game 3, this is going to be quite a season, man. That's all I can say, Rob. Thank you for what you do. Please go to your Gmail, check those pictures.
I will.
Post if you want to. And
I'm definitely going to put them up.
Niner Empire, Niner for life. And I've told a bunch of fans about you, so you got some.
Thanks, James.
Calling in, man. All right, man. Have a great evening. Thank you for what you do.
All right. James, thanks, fam. Have a great night. There's James. And that's, whoa, I really, don't let him iron this thing out. I'm sure they will. Shanahan's not going to stand for an offensive look like that one did yesterday. Hey, is that Shabazz? Is he amongst us now? Shabazz!
Yes.
Ronbo! Shabazz, by any chance, Shabazz, did you catch my birthday greeting for you?
I did, Ronbo.
Okay, good.
So tired from the jet lag, man. I tell you what.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You are just getting back from the heat of hell.
Yeah. I've been drinking, and I got water by my bed. I put it on, but it was one thing yesterday. I don't know that the faithful saw, but I was happy. Now, it was dangerous, but I was happy. It was a 3rd and long, and Garoppolo scrambled. It got called back. We got the first down, but it got called back. But you know what?
You didn't like that scramble,
It gave him some confidence that he's okay. He's okay, because there'll be times where it's a 3rd and 3, and he may need to just get us 3 and slide and get down. He has to have confidence that he's okay. That's the thing we want for him. What everybody's saying, this is like a preseason game for him. The interception, no problem. You want all that done. These 2 weeks is to work your kinks out. Vegas is disrespecting us again. Yeah. They got 60 favored by 1 point. Yeah. That's okay.
Well, you know what?
No problem.
You know what that means, though? When they say 1 point, that means if it was our home game, we'd be favored by 2. So it's kind of a pick 'em situation because they had us a 1 point underdog to the Bucs as well. So if the 49ers play properly on offense, Cincy could be whooped, no doubt. But that offense has got to contribute this week. They've got to do it. So.
But you know what? I think Jimmy kind of feels indebted to Richard and those boys for what they did.
All the offense.
The offense will show up.
I do too.
I think they will show up. I think they will. And I tell you what, I'm a man, okay, Ronbo, on my word, but I want from the rest of the empire. They went in on Kello, and I jumped on and I defended him. When we drafted Bosa, I was so upset. I said, Ronbo, if he don't play and he don't do this, I was so mad. Yeah. Well, you know what? I can apologize to all of the empire. When he got that sack, I was the first one hugging everybody, and I said, good, because I want us to be successful. Yeah. So, hey, I can apologize for how everybody told my boy Kello down, and I jumped on and I said, hey, listen, Kello will get a pick. And everybody's looking like, huh? And for him to get that pick that he got, you don't know how good that made me feel. Of course, Sherman's made me feel like, whoa. But when Kello got that clincher, it was like, now that's it. Because I said that the kid's been working with Richard. He's going to be all right. And you know what else? We got a secret weapon on defense that is brewing, and that is Jason Verrett. Trust me.
Yeah.
He's brewing, and we're going to go what I call 11-5, 12-4. 11-5, but you know why I say 11-5? Because I think about the year when we went to the Super Bowl. It's good to get hit in the mouth late, and it's good to keep that taste of hunger in your mouth. You don't never want to win 13, 14, 15 games. That's too much. You don't want that.
Because you don't come back the next season serious, thinking too much of yourself. I know. Right. I agree.
Thinking too much. Yeah, you get hit in the mouth. We all get hit in the mouth, get brought back to earth, and then that makes you hungry. And I told you one other thing that I said that nobody else is paying attention to, that we're going to see a lot of, is Shanahan and that double tight end set. Watch that double tight end set the rest of the year.
The offense is still a work in progress. That's what we all got to realize. Stop blaming players. Stop substituting people. Let them stay out there and get it down. They got the right personnel. They just got to do their jobs, you know? So, and Richie James is like an X factor. Shabazz, you know what? They might, but I don't think the 49ers really think of Richie James as being the head man in charge out there. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be Dante's supposed to come to work. Keith is supposed to come to work. And for sure, George Kittle is not going to have a problem. Nobody's going to get him going. If you get Dante and everybody else going, and then Richie James is just syrup on the pancakes, you know? And he does a good job. Man. His status could change if he has another week like he did this week, though. He could be the head man in charge.
And I'll tell you what, hey, Shanahan have no problem with that because, hey, he's giving everybody their opportunity. Everybody's getting their opportunity, and if that happens to be the case, then, hey,
I know.
There it is. We got to rally as an empire behind whoever steps up to the plate.
There you go.
And we got to rally as an empire. Whoever steps up to the plate
is the one.
Hey, we got to support them 110%. When you ready to go, we all ready to go till we ready to go, baby.
Yes, it is.
That's it.
Get rid of personal bias.
Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts.
Look who's getting it done. Right. Exactly. There you go.
Right.
I agree.
Look who's getting it done. And, you know, I mean, all of us feel a certain way about this person and that person, but at the end of the day, it's their jersey. And if you're going to put that jersey on and exemplify NFL excellence, which we have done, there it is. There it is.
Shabazz.
Because the standard got set. Go ahead.
No, I think Shabazz, well said, fam. We got to pull up the out of time. But, yeah. Well, I tell you. Hey, Phil. Jabaz, go ahead and get you
Shout
some
out to
rest.
you.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I will give me some more rest. And this morning when I woke up with a follow from Ronbo, I felt like a kid on Christmas morning, baby. I said, my man, baby. I love you guys. I'm going to keep it positive. I'm going to keep it faithful. And I'm going to stay red and gold till I'm bleep, bleep, dead and cold.
Yeah. Hey, Jabaz, I'll see you later on this week, all right?
All right, see you later this week.
Yeah. Have a good night. I'll see you online, too. Night, Jabaz.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, man. And we roll on over to Phil. Phil, you with that charming perspective as I look at my offense that has a lot of explaining to do because they're supposed to look a little better than that. I understand it's game one, and I'm sure that's what you're going to go first if I know you. But I suspect...
You know what? I tell you what's going to help the offense, Ronbo,
What's that?
is not having Hockley's group referee the games.
Was that Ed's kid out there? Oh, I didn't even realize.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
God.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Anyway, you know,
Pay that no attention.
when they called that offensive pass interference on Juice, when
I know, right?
When Kittle ran the touchdown in,
Was that
how
really
could
a
you
chip?
call that?
God, that was. Oh.
No, he was running his pattern. The guy ran into him. I mean, come on. That was a joke. But anyway, our offense was fine if we didn't have the penalties. And, you know,
No.
we've said, a lot
Actually.
of guys said it, but every time we had a big play, there was a flag. Every time.
That's a good point.
Garoppolo brings us out of into field position on that scramble, holding. I mean, it was Kittle scores a touchdown, pick. I mean, it was one after another.
What was the one on Mostert?
So
Holding?
that was the holding, I believe.
Richie James.
From,
right? Was that the Richie James hold?
yeah, I don't know, but there was every time we
Blocking
did a
the back.
play, there was a flag. There was a flag. So we clean those up, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
You know, and
You know, the
that's
good news is that Trevor Coleman's not seriously injured. And I was reading a report today, they're not putting him on IR.
okay.
And he should be back by the Cleveland game. Because we've got a bye week after Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
So he may miss only 2 games, and then that's it.
and that's fine because
So-
Phil, how much faith do you have in Raheem Mostert? And you know what? If they're going to bring in Jeff Wilson,
I got faith in Matty B.
you know, I consider that blasphemous. I said that last year, and I stopped saying it. But I'm not sure if Mostert doesn't outplay Matty B on occasion.
Well, between the two of them, they can carry the load for 2 games.
Yeah. And they got
right.
Jeff Wilson.
No,
I want
no
to see him out
worries.
there.
You know, the other thing is you could always put Jalen Hurd in the running back slot.
Oh, and I wish we could get Jalen. That's the attitude I want.
He's going to be. I mean, we're going to start seeing guys like Trent Taylor, Jimmy J. Dub, Hurd. Those guys are going to start getting healthy pretty soon, if not, immediately.
And that's going to be some
And we're
heavy
going to start
contribution.
seeing some other things going on. So
Celebration time.
I don't know. But they're going to have to either play like Trent Taylor and Hurd or what's his name? The other receiver.
Debo?
No, the one you're
Dante.
touting just recently. I got brain freeze.
Oh yeah. Okay, there's Dante Pettis, the child of great expectation. And of course you got Marquise, who Jimmy hit him from behind. He was in perfect position to make that play. I see timing issues though, Phil, and that's only going to come with time.
No,
I have a
it's
feeling it's going to
James.
be this weekend.
But what are you going to do about James in the slot if Trent Taylor
Richie.
and Hurd come back?
There's going to be 5 guys. Who are going to be the 2 guys that aren't
it
playing?
could be. It's going to be whoever plays best in practice, and they're going to. Shanahan's going to put the best player out there.
Phil.
And you know what? It could be Trent Taylor some weeks. It could be Hurd. It depends upon what the other team offers too, as a
Phil,
defense.
between you and
to
I
attack.
just want to see what you think about this. I say once Jalen Hurd comes back, That's a Phil. I mean, that's a Shanahan kind of guy. Once he gets back, I almost promise you, he is part of the 5 every week. You know what I mean?
Well, I think what you're going to do, because Coleman's out, you're not going to suit up. I don't think another running back. I think you're just going to suit up Hurd.
Could be, but if I got a north-south runner like Jeff Wilson when I'm around that goal line, I'm dressing him, or else he's going to be in only on situational plays.
We don't have a north-south guy. That is a problem.
Wilson can handle that. He has no problem, and he never gets knocked backwards.
But can Hurd handle that?
Do you want to put him in that position though? I'd rather have him running a flare route.
But he's a guy that can do all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So,
well, maybe.
Shanahan loves that kind of versatility in a player.
I want him to weigh around 225 or 230 though. I don't want him at 220 then. I want you to hit that hole, and I want guys flying off you. I don't want any, once Weston Richburg makes that hole for you, I want you to climb over there and make it worse for whomever's over there. So he's got to gain a little size.
That's another thing I want to comment on.
Real quick, because we're out of time.
It seems like Western Richburg's the flavor of the month before it was Spoon.
Yeah.
But you got to figure the heat. Western Richburg hasn't had a full spring.
Right.
And he's got Vita Vey leaning on him.
Ah.
So if you're in that heat and you've got a 300-pound man
that's light on his
Vita
feet.
Vey went to high school right here in my town.
I know.
And he's a big dude. I saw him play high school. He was
huge. I wanted him in the draft. I wanted him. I said, get Vita Vey, please.
Richburg's going to be fine against Cincinnati. They don't have a Vita Vey.
Yeah.
And the weather is going to be like around 80 degrees.
That's fine.
We're going to be fine.
All right, Phil. Good stuff.
We have to get the pass rush on Dalton. That's key.
Okay. Phil, we're going to stop. I'm getting all kind of pressure here. So anyway, I'll see you later on in the week, okay?
All right, Ronbo.
Thanks, Phil.
Take care.
You too.
Bye.
And Mike. Come on in, Mike.
Rombo, how are we doing tonight, buddy?
We're doing well. I knew talking to Phil, I'd feel better about, Weston Richburg. If you put everything being equal, Weston Richburg just not having any preseason training, probably having to get into playing shape. Here's Vita Vey weighing well over 300 pounds, moving as quick as anybody in the league. Of course, he looked a little gassed out there. There's no backup to those offensive linemen. They stayed out there all day. We questioned why there was no run game. Well, hell, they kept him off of Jimmy G as far as the sack goes. So I feel better already. Mike, make me feel even better.
Well, Rumble, I'm here to tell you there is a run game, and I thought the run game really heated up later on in the game. And I thought Matt Breida looked great. I thought Raheem Mostert looked great. I thought Coleman looked good when he was in there. Unfortunately, he's out. But I really liked the run game and what they did, and but what I want to get to more than the run game and more than the offensive side of the ball, because the offensive side of the ball is still kind of like you said earlier, they're still coming along. The continuity and everything with these young players is still coming along. And by the way, I want to say Deebo Samuel, man, that guy's a beast. I mean, if you actually look at when he caught the couple plays he got in on, when he caught that first slant pass, that safety came up to put a lick on him, and he lowered his shoulder to knock the guy's helmet right off him and just done his spin move and just kept going. Yeah, Stewart knocked his helmet right off him. Ronbo did a spin and kept going, and then he got that little sweep as well, and he did well. I mean, he looks good. Deebo Samuel looks very good. But what I want to talk about is the defensive side of the ball. And Rombo, I talked about this all last year, and a lot of us did. Turnovers, Rombo. That's what wins football games. Yes. Turnovers.
Yes. 2
pick sixes. Then you got Mark Nazacha out there with the pick. Mark Nazacha blocking a punt, Rombo. These are game-changing plays. When you block a punt, an interception, pick sixes, these are game changers. And that's what the 49ers defense and special teams did yesterday. And that was such a huge part of the game. And I don't know that the offense will catch up to this defense, because this defense,
good point,
man. We now wasn't it awesome to sit there and watch Dee Ford in the first quarter with 40 seconds left what did D Ford do all last year for the Chiefs that we were talking about last year? We were talking about or this year, we were talking about how D Ford had strip sacks.
Mm-hmm.
He comes in there and gets a strip sack with 40 seconds left in the first quarter.
And he's not in good shape yet.
I know, he's on schedule, Ronbo. He's on, and then Bosa, for all you guys that were bitching about Bosa before we drafted him, hey, guess what? Look what you got now. So let's give Bosa some props here. And let's look at what this is. I mean, they made the correct draft pick. Kudos to John Lynch on that. I mean, they picked the right guy, and now we got 2 edge rushers, and it is awesome to watch these guys come screaming off the edge.
Oh.
I mean, and it's only going to get better, Rombo. It's only going to get better because, you know what? At the beginning of the game, we all watched Alexander, and the energy and the impact that he brought was awesome. I mean, that guy was flying around making plays, and he dropped that one. Oh, that was probably a pick six, too. I mean, he dropped that one interception. But Alexander looked amazing out there, and I was sorry that he got thrown out, but it was the crown of the helmet and everything. That's the way it goes. But that's just the game. That's just the game now.
Didn't that happen? Didn't somebody else get who? We got a penalty. One of our running backs.
They hit our running back. They hit our running back with the crown, and they didn't.
He wasn't
throw
excused.
That guy out.
Right.
Yeah,
well, see, that's what I'm talking about. I understand the rule, and I understand it will be enforced. But you got to throw him out of the game. Oh.
Right. Right, I know what you mean, but that's the world we're living in. If it's a quarterback, these guys they're gonna get tossed. Yeah,
maybe
so
that
it is what it is. But also, I wanted to say the special teams I thought just played really well. When we had to punt at one point, I'm not sure which quarter that was in, but Wisnowski let a boomer go, and Emmanuel Mosey just came down and blasted the guy. I mean, that was beautiful.
I'm glad you brought that up. That was pretty, wasn't it? I can't believe the guy didn't call for a fair catch.
Yeah, exactly.
Bam!
Exactly.
Oh.
But yeah, Rob, hey, the main thing is, man, look, we were on the road. It was the first game. We got our win. Now it's time. We're 1-0, baby. 1-0, brick by brick, game by game.
Yes,
here we go. Off to Cincinnati. And Cincinnati, just to let you know, Joey Mixon is hurt right now. I think he got an ankle injury last week.
I heard about him.
So it might be Giovanni Bernard. It could be Mixon on a healing ankle. So that helps us. But
our guy's back too, though. I mean, as long as I got Alexander, they can have whomever they want to running back there. I got news for him. And now, did you see how Quan? I don't know who taught. Are you watching? Fred is like balling his fist up and aiming at the ball and actually punching it. I mean, I was just look at that. They're not forgetting anything now.
You're right. That was an incredible play, and that was one that I forgot to bring up. And I'm so glad you just brought it up because that was something that really stuck out in my mind. Was wow, look at Fred Warner, man. I mean, he's out there punching balls out. I mean, that's awesome. That's what you want to see. You want to see these guys ripping that ball out and punching that ball out. That's beautiful, man.
God, just when you're out there, don't forget these things. Guy standing there with the ball, knock the thing out of his hands.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the only thing I can say is that, when you play against a guy like Jameis Winston, this isn't related to Warner. Warner, it was beautiful. But when you do play against Jameis Winston in particular, he is a guy that usually gives up a couple of picks a game. I mean, that's the way Jameis Winston plays the game.
Ever since college.
Ever since college, that's how he's been. So I mean, but just the fact that our guys made those plays, man, it's awesome, and it all has to do with the pressure, the outside pressure that's coming. That is they're wreaking havoc on the defensive line, and that's what it's going to do, man.
And it will do and continue to do. Mike, we're gonna see you a little later on this week. Appreciate you, fam.
Sounds good, Ronbo. Appreciate you, man, and all you do bringing us together on this platform. And shout out to the Empire, man. Everyone have a great night, and let's enjoy this victory tonight. And then we got to move on to Cincinnati next, man.
Oh, all right. We are there.
All right.
Thanks, Mike.
Have a good
have
one,
a great
Ronbo.
evening.
All right.
Hey, Marin, Mikey in here. Oh, who's that lovely face? That looks like Chloe.
Hi, Uncle Ronbo.
Hi, Chloe. Artie.
I
Come on
miss
in,
you.
guys. Ah, that's special.
You love,
Thanks.
Ronbo.
Ah! She's always ready to boogie.
Yeah.
I like that act, Chloe. The combination is killing me. I'm telling you, too cool. Oh, hey, what's up,
What's
fam?
happening? What's
Guys
happening,
feel-
fam?
You guys feeling better these days?
We're feeling better. We thank you for the prayers. Show that
Hey.
love for the prayers.
And it looks like it worked out because you're so Chloe. And you guys look like you're just beaming too. So I'm glad to hear you're feeling great. Hey,
Yeah.
look at this. We're 1-0. We got a winning record. Hey, what's up with that? What you
Well, we
thinking?
excited, man. We raising the roof, man. Hey, you know, we went to Florida before we faced any of our challenges, and you know what? That humidity out there, it does beat your lungs up. You know,
Where's you get weak?
It feels that good. You know. So our fellas out there, they were pushing through, and I'm proud of the whole team because you know what? They persevered. I know they were gassed, but you know what? Guess what? We got a W. And you know what? It's funny because you know everybody always says in the beginning of the season, after week 1, you're either first place or last place.
You know, 0-1 or 1-0. You got a choice, and one of them's gonna put you at the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
Everybody, even the Cardinals, they tied. Everybody in NFC West won, right? So we're all tied up right now, but the 49ers probably did the best performance. Even though we were sloppy on offense, the defense, Jorge, they were lit.
Impressive. And you know what? I know everybody has their opinion of all of our players, but you know what? If you got all this on your back and your team, guess what? We supporting you. You know what I mean? Until I guess they either bring someone else in or get rid of you. You know what I mean? And so as far as Spoon goes, hey, much love, Spoon, because you know what? I almost call him, with a fork because he put a fork in them in the end. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Hey, next week, if next week he does it again, we'll have to go to Wither Razor. You know what I'm saying? Because the dude is so sharp. He's cutting people up. So he'll be a Wither Butcher Knife. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh. God, he had a good game yesterday.
Weather the storm.
There it is. Weather the storm. Because he's got one going on right now, too. Because, Jason Verrett is the people's favorite, right? So there's Witherspoon sitting there saying, oh, man, they got him out there taking first team snaps. All the fans want him in the game. I guess I'm supposed to be just chopped meat. Let me go out here and put a show on. Jorge, he didn't wither under the pressure. The stress, the disrespect, he put that all to one side, went out there and gave us a game. I'm with him.
I'm with him too. You know what? And guess what? He helped us get a win. Did you see the way Sherman was on the sideline, having his back and exciting it, just to interact? And he was right there, cheering him on. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about. Because you know what? That's what leaders do. You know what I mean? You fire your squad up. You know what I mean? And what? We hot boys? What?
Well, they cold.
They cold. What? Hey, I see you doing that chat too. You doing it good, man. You hyping this up. Sometimes I see you, I'm like, hey, that's what's up, man.
I love that stuff, man.
That.
Because the thing is, this team, the inspiration, people like, man, you look at what Quan has done to this team emotionally. You look at what Sherm was doing last year. Now you got another veteran that's got skills, and he brings a certain a level of what do you call it? Rage and aggression. I mean, I'm talking forward on the other side. You got a rookie, Nick Bosa, coming in out there actually holding classes on how to kick butt even on a bad ankle. This team has built the characters there, Jorge. This team is going to do some serious damage.
Yep. You know what? And check this out. They really did good because mind you, just like all the other folks and fam that are talking here, they know anybody that's from the East Coast, they know out there that weather, that humidity, it is no joke. And you know what? They went out there on the road, as you guys spoke of, and I heard you speak of too. They went out there on the road with the weather, and you know what? And it's week 1. You know what I mean? Yeah, people maybe should be in shape from their OTAs
preseason,
and preseason and everything, but everybody in the week 1 or 2, you see they kind of gotta sharpen up. You know what I mean? And if there's dust or rust, they will knock it off, and then everybody will start to gel. You know, as you were saying too, week 3, week 4, watch out. And you know what, Nick Bosa, you know what I mean? Yeah, he's just doing Nick Bosa. He will be in there sharpening up, and all the other veterans, they're gonna get up on him, and he's gonna get in there and blend in fine. And and you know what? Who's this? They're lucky. A lot of them haters that be calling. They're lucky I haven't been here, man, because I was just trying to get well and everything. But you know what? I think it's silly talk. Princess Perez, you need to stop it. You know what I mean? Because he can't live around our heads. You know what I'm saying? He need to behave
I'm telling you, boy.
I mean,
Perez.
He needs to stop acting like a clown and stop messing around. You know what I'm saying?
I tell you, wait, you got to see his Instagram. The dude is all out throwing shade on the 49ers for a whole week. And I was trying to, he says we had 2 players. I said, this dude, can he please do some research before he comes in running smack? If you're going to run smack, then do it right.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yep. You know what you're talking about, at least. You know what I mean? He came here selling wolf tickets, and I was like, oh, you doing that? You know what I mean? I hadn't said nothing. I wasn't really on the feet yet, but you know, in getting well, I was thinking like, I'm watching what's happening, man. I'm gonna come in soon, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna touch base with all that. But I'm excited because all our fam out there, they hold it down, man. And some of them are funny too. You know what I mean? They know how to get them back. You know what I mean? And I love listening to all you family. You know what? I love listening to all you guys. A lot of y'all have so much football knowledge. It's just so awesome just to soak up.
I tell you what, we're all glad to see you back too, fam. You and Chloe. Oh, hey, we got to raise up. I'm gonna look for you on a regular basis now. I hope. Good to see y'all. Chloe.
Oh man, say we love you. Hey,
love you.
Hey,
love you back.
There you go. Nine. Dang, go ahead, love you, fam. My squad, send you all the love. Everybody, you know their groups out there. You know what I mean? You representing this, we got your back.
Whoa.
Ciao.
Y'all have a great night, too. Oh, hey, Chloe, night.
Right. Say bye, Uncle Rambo.
Bye, Uncle Rambo.
Bye, little Chloe. Oh, man. Night, oh, hey. All right.
Yeah.
Always fun there for those two, man. They always pumped up. Jersey. Hey, there was it. Okay, Niner, what's up, fam? Look at that 45 to 50 team sacks. How many did we get? Did we get 3.5? Was it 3? I mean, did we get 4 yesterday? Or 3? 3. 16 times 3. And let's go ahead with an average of 3 a week, right? There's going to be those games where we blow up. So let's do the math. 3 times 6 is 18. Carry to 1. You're right. 45 to 50 sacks. Mark! Mark!
I'm with the man, the myth, the 49ers fan, legend Ronbo. Hit the like. Ronbo, what up?
Tell you, fam, I'm looking at this. You know, again, I know we're not supposed to be looking for excuses, Mark, but it's game 1. We're flying West Coast to East Coast. That's already one thing. You're going into 94 degrees of heat. Ain't no shade out there nowhere. You're putting on pads and equipment is fitting tight. That's increasing the heat. Now you got to run out on the field and work hard. You know what? I want to see the real 49ers this weekend. All right? They look like bad dudes.
We got to bring it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I'm
going to tell you, Ronbo, man, these dudes look good. Well, they look okay. I think we won. That was a positive thing. I mentioned that last night. We got left a lot of points on the field, but I did some research today, man, and it's time to stop celebrating. And I hope our players, focus on next week because Cincinnati. Hey, I'm telling you, I went back. I got the Game Pass.
I know.
So I went back on my lunch today, and I watched the whole game. You can watch it in 30 minutes, 39 minutes.
I know.
And,
40 minutes.
Cincinnati's defense ain't no joke, man.
Uh-huh.
They not no joke. They barely lost by actually a BS call. They barely lost. So.
And Russell Wilson and his miracles again. I mean, how did he find Tyler Lockett? I hate when he does that.
Oh yeah.
How did you?
Yeah. Yeah, that was
All right.
it. But Cincinnati's defense is bringing it, and I'm going to tell you, they're not going to run on us, but Dalton was getting rid of that ball quick. So our pass rush is going to be he getting rid of that ball. And then Ross, we got to worry about who's going to hold Ross. Because that boy was killing him. He was eating Ronbo. Our defense is going to have to.
John Ross was
Ross was killing them, Ronbo. He got loose. Go check the stats. Or
I'm going to watch the whole game. I'm going to watch the whole game.
Yeah, you're going to see what I'm talking about. Cincinnati is not playing. They barely lost. They're not playing. So we got to come with it. Kyle Shanahan can't come with the conservative play call. He's going to have to be ready because we might have to air it out. They was coming with it on offense or on pass game. They run game I'm not worried about. But if Dalton has a similar game,
but on that defense, Mark, you know what? Kyle he can look at the footage. He didn't have any footage on what to do. Now Kyle can do what he does to upset that defense. I'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's going to be a lot of dumps out the backfield, a lot of quick outs because they're going to come. Their edge rushers are pretty good. They had Russell on the run. So
a lot. They sacked him a couple of times.
Yeah. And man, hey, listen, I don't want to spend the money on Melvin Gordon, but if it happened, I know it's not. I'm with it because I'm gonna tell you this: we go through running backs because Kyle. This is what I get mad at. He likes to run. Nine's like run, but then we got these light-footed, 170-pound dudes, and he wants to run them like they're every down back.
Yeah.
So they're good. They're good, but he wants to run them like they're every down backs. You can't.
Well, you know why, don't you, Mark? Kyle wants guys who can hit that stretch in that zone run. You can't be too heavy. You need to be around 195 to 215 maximum,
and that's
right?
Why Melvin would work because he can do
heavy
both.
Is he?
He can take a beat. I don't know. I ain't want to use cats about that. I don't know. I just know he's fast and he can take a pounding. Well, he's injury prone too, so let me take that back.
And Mark,
anyway,
we 49ers just ain't gonna pay no big bucks just for the reason you just stated.
Right.
Because the running backs be going down at a speed where if you pay them too much money, whoa, you could have a lot of money setting up on the at the end of the season. You got cap hits getting crazy because look at Jerick McKinnon. He didn't even get out there yet. But my God.
Yeah. But man, I'm just excited we got that W. That was big for us, man. If we can get this one, and then like James said earlier, if we can, I'm not worried about the Steelers. I think we might have them at home. So I think we got that too.
They scored 3 points yesterday?
Yeah.
3?
Yeah, I know. It was, same time it was Belichick. But we got Belichick Jr. over here, so check it out. We can still.
Hey, but Mark, you know what? Looking at the Steelers, though, that's a new look. Juju Smith-Schuster ain't got nobody to work next to him that's as dangerous as AB, right? So I'm thinking they really might be neutered. They're still the Steelers, so people still think, but maybe no, just up.
They got besides himself. Just the flip side of AB and getting besides himself, like he didn't realize what he had. The Steelers got besides themselves. What they don't realize, the best thing about the Steelers is, like I mentioned the other night, is their recruiting, their talent scouting ability.
Yeah.
Le'Veon, AB, Juju. It ain't the scheme. Steelers ain't got no great scheme. Everything they do is winging it and based on talent.
God, good
so let's
point.
put that in perspective. When you take that shit away, then what do you got? They ain't got no scheme. They just wing it.
Yeah.
That's what they based on.
And the players take care of it. It's all about the talent.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it ain't like they're not Belichick over there. They have to, Patriots over there where it's a scheme. So I'm not worried about them either. That's all my point. And I got the in-laws coming over for that game. They all Steelers fans, so I can't wait.
And I'm going to see one more whooping against the Browns, and I'm going to say, okay, see that? See that?
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying, man.
It's about how a team, the cohesion matters. That's why the 49ers are smart. Right. You build your clubhouse, and usually that will radiate out into the product. What you got over there? Mark, we got to let up, fam. I'll see you this weekend, though, huh?
All right, Ronbo. Good talk to you, brother.
Always, fam. Appreciate you. Mark, talk to you later. Have a good night. Oh, man. Yeah, don't let the Browns get an ass whooping like that again this year. Because if they do, that wasn't a fluke. Now I figured this last week was a fluke. Okay, but don't do that 2 weeks in a row. Now. Wait a minute. I thought you guys were supposed to be Super Bowl contenders according to the media. All you needed was OBJ. Uh-oh. Lewis!
Ronbo, what's
Lewis!
up?
Hey, Lewis. I'm sitting there reflecting and acting a fool because I figured the Browns is going to recover. And I figured not Cleveland, but I figured Cincinnati is going to be tough this week. But you know what? What I like about that, Lewis, is this. The 49ers, whatever kinks and demons they had in the closet was let out in this game, and I'm glad to hear it. Because the fact is, they went in there and in the conditions they did and came out of there with a W means the mentality is already in the right place. They don't believe they're going to lose to the Bengals. Right now, they don't believe it for a minute. This is the kind of mind you got to have, Lewis. I believe we're on the right track. Let me stop.
Absolutely,
Lewis,
Ronbo.
what are you thinking?
Oh, Ronbo, I'm happy. I'm not. I mean, everybody is kind of concerned about the Bengals. I understand. I mean, being Tampa Bay is no easy. I mean, any team in the NFL is not. You know, that's why they call it any given Sunday. You can get beaten at any time by anyone.
I agree.
So, we got, you know, we beat it. We look good. I mean, I'm not really concerned about the offense as much as everybody was or is, simply due to the fact that we had a lot of penalties. Kittle got not one but two touchdowns taken away from him. Illegal formation because of McGlinchey was lined on the ball line of scrimmage. He was lined up over it. And then, again, we had a couple holding. Mozart got a touchdown taken back because of holding call. So just little things that we need to fix on. But it's the first game of the season, man. I mean, you got to let the guys go out there, execute, and obviously everything's not going to be perfect, but you hope as the games continue and as the season progresses that we start getting into shape and make executing and better, making sure the plays go off and stuff like that. We don't get called for rinky dink, not janky calls. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So little things like that. But I'm not worried about the offense. I did watch the Seahawks and Bengals game.
Yeah.
Bengals actually look pretty decent, but again, I just think that we're going to pound the rock too much. I don't know any linebackers that they have out there. They lost Burfict, he was dirty, but he was one of their best run stoppers.
He got it done, yeah.
They had. He got it done. Hubbard and Dunlap, they're a force to be reckoned with. But again, like you said earlier, Ronbo, on an earlier caller, Kyle Shanahan's already scheming up some plans.
Yeah,
I would like to see, or the last caller just said, a lot of dump screens. We're going to run a lot of mismatch formations. They're gonna nullify Hubbard and Dunlap. Running a lot of wide receiver quick, wide receiver outs, a lot of motion screens, a lot of motion plays like they did with Deebo Samuel, where they handed off just to throw the defense offline. So,
Lewis, one
I'm
question
excited
though.
for that.
Lewis, one question. Did you say that the Hawks were running against the Bengals with success?
Chris Carson's really not a flashy back. They did have some success. Again, they got the ball out fast enough. Chris Carson had a couple wide receiver screens that he took one to the house. It was like a 25-yard play. But that offense is, to me, is stale. Like, there's no creativity in the Seahawks. It's literally just I'm serious.
It's backyard.
Pound the rock as much as they can.
Yes, backyard football.
Pound the rock as much as they can and try to make a play with Russell Wilson or something off a play action.
Yep.
But
and they do that well,
stuff doesn't work.
And that's all they're going to do. So if the Bengals fell prey to that, they may not be as scary as some of us are thinking,
Right. No, I'm saying never take anything lightly. But
no.
If Andy Dalton wants to pass 44 times, I would expect him to have at least sack, and there's going to be a lot of pressure.
Please,
because he passed 44 times in that game, and they're gonna start. I'm telling you, Ronbo, you want to start throwing quick throws? Okay, that's fine. Because once, like I said, you'll have Witherspoon has already caught on. And so has Richard Sherman. I'm telling you, these guys will start jumping routes. You want to start throwing quick throws? Well, we'll start jumping routes then. So
especially when you can see a
either
rhythm.
way, I'm telling you. Right, the defense is not going to hold up. Seattle doesn't have nowhere near the pass rush as the 49ers. And that's because we've been drafting D linemen for like the last 5 years.
Yep.
But the talent that we have, we will get there. Clowney, and they lost the guy, Reed, who was on suspended for PEDs, who had 10 sacks. They lost Frank Clark. I'm telling you, Clowney was the only one trying to do something. He gets double teamed. The entire defense is nullified. So the pressure, Andy Dalton could go ahead and try to get quick dots out, but I'm telling you, with this pass rush, we have an actual defense, Ronbo. And Joe Mixon is day-to-day. He's questionable. They say he might be able to play, but again, he has a high ankle sprain. So we'll see. I mean, any wrong tackle or any hood. Exactly. He might be trying to take a light out there. So we got to keep Giovanni Bernard, but Giovanni Bernard's not really a pounding back. So he's more of a pass catching back, you know. So like I said, I don't think they're gonna have so much success running the ball on us, and neither passing on us, because AJ Green is still out with the torn ligaments in his ankle, and Boyd is kind of the only receiver, and Boyd's good. Don't get me wrong. They got John Ross who can take it off the top.
Yes, I forgot about him.
You have to have time. Yeah, they got John Ross who'll take it off the top, but you have to have time, Ronbo, and that's something we don't allow right now.
But we got something. We got something for John Ross, man. We come running downfield with all that speed. Guess who can run with him neck and neck? Boy, I got put my boy T Moore out on it. Go ahead.
Hey, Ronbo, you know the drill. Ronbo number 33 flying out there. Say you got a 4-3. We got a 4-3 too, buddy. Come on, man. You play high safety for us. Hey, that's one guy I'm looking to watch, Ronbo. I'm thinking. Moore is going to start getting dangerous because, like I said, the Bears talked about it. I forgot his first name, but Jackson, when he had 6 interceptions last year, the safety for the Bears, the free safety. Yep. And he said he improved because he believed in the pass rush. So like we already said, Rombo, when you have a pass rush, you can time routes.
Yes.
Right?
I've been trying to tell people after the last 3 years.
You can jump routes.
Yep.
Right? You could time routes and jump routes because you know damn well, hey, if I get beat, I have a free safety, but even if the free safety gets beat or I try to jump a play, I know the pass rush is already in the face of the quarterback.
And the quarterback has to hurt.
I'm telling you, you'll see a lot of. We got 2 pick sixes already, Rombo. I'm looking for a lot more. But
it should have had 4.
You're right, Rombo. Should have had 4.
Yes.
Quan dropped one. Yeah, it was bad, Rombo. But hey, it is what it is, Rombo.
All right, Lewis, we got to step. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what. I'll be looking for you later this week, fam. Good stuff.
Absolutely, Rombo. I'll be calling in. Shout out to my Team T brothers. You guys know who you are, Rombo. Again, thank you for all what you do. But guys, Bengals coming up. Don't take anybody light, but we'll be ready, Rombo.
I believe so.
See you later.
Fam. We'll talk about this game a little later. All right. Night, Lewis. And, forget about it. Let me go to my boy, Niner Mike. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Ronbo, what's going on, baby? 1-0, Ronbo, 1-0.
Yes, indeed. Like, we knew it was going to happen, but we just didn't know how it was going to happen. And it was sloppy, except for the defense came and said, no, man, you guys, we got this. You just keep working on whatever you're working on, but we're going to take this game. We're not leaving here with an L today. That's what the attitude was, Mike.
Yeah, no.
That was it.
Definitely we weren't. Listen, even though the friggin' referees tried to rob us of the game, we weren't going to leave with an L. Could you believe that? 21 points they called off the board, Rombo.
They should be ashamed.
21 points.
Oh, God.
Hey, I felt, listen, everyone's, not everyone, but, some people said Tampa Bay was better and all that. Tampa Bay was who we thought they were. To take a
Somebody had to say
from Danny Green.
Mike.
Yeah, from Danny Green. They were who we thought they were. They're lucky that they called 21 points off the board. Otherwise, the score would have looked real ugly. Let me tell you right now.
Yes.
It would have been, it would have been real ugly. But listen, hey, first of all, thanks for having me on. Shout out to the Niner Empire. 1-0, baby. Let's go.
Dude.
And, hey, listen, I want to say, we're gonna go over. I want to go over three things here. 3 things. Number one, the offensive line was decent. The run game obviously is gonna get better, but we're going back to the Rich Bird kid. We'll see if he gets better. We'll see if he gets better, Ronbo. We'll see if he gets better. I hope he gets better. We'll see if he gets better.
Mike,
but other than that,
and remember though, Mike, he's out there, hasn't had any workouts all preseason, laying in the hospital room. Get up, put on some pads. We're gonna fly into 94 degrees of heat.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I'm giving him a break this week.
Look, I get it. I'm just saying. At the end of the day, it's same song, different tune, whatever you want to call it. When it comes to that, everyone will see. That'll be our area, like we talked about before. That's going to be our area where we're going to go in the off season. But let's get back to the game because it was a great game, and I thought Jimmy G looked okay. You know, he's still getting more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, his stat line and everything would have been a whole lot better with those other points on there. Except well, he would have had 2 more touchdowns. He would have had 2 more to Kittle, right? Because the other one was to Mostert. And let me tell you, those calls were bullshit. That was absolute bullshit.
Man.
Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. I don't know who the referees were, but oh, man, it was garbage. It was absolutely garbage. The call against McGlinchey, oh, come on.
You know who's leading that stat? That was Ed Hockley. You remember Ed Hockley, right? Every time he saw the 49ers, it's this kid out there. Yeah. God.
Oh, for the love of it all. No, that's not going to be good. He won't be refereeing any Super Bowls anytime soon. Let's just say that. That was it was flag happy. Bruce Arians is garbage for sticking with Jameis Winston because Jameis Winston is garbage. Hey, listen, let me tell you. Hey, this guy, look, this guy is absolutely terrible. I mean, terrible. Look, I know our guys did a good job. We should have had about 4 pick sixes yesterday. It could have been really, really epic. And he's lucky that K1 didn't have any hands.
Well, that's the way he does. You know what? And Mike, the next year, I believe this is his contract year, right? So nobody's talking about giving him over $40 million a year. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens. He could be. Listen, Jameis, based on your work, we're going to give you 27. What do you think? I think I'm leaving. Okay, well, that's okay. Hey, good luck to you. You know, we're drafting a QB this year.
He's going to be. He's not. Listen, he's not going to be worth anything. He's already not worth anything. You know, at the end of the day, he gives the ball away like free gifts when you spend $20 or more at a fancy store or something. You know,
and they were stacked.
He gives it away all the time.
Stacked with weapons last year, Mike. So, he has no excuse.
Our defense was good.
Defense
was good. But one thing that bothered me, listen, I don't know. I mean, I know because K1 was out of the game there, after when he got ejected, right? But even before then, people don't remember now. Now, the guy who's coaching our defensive line, he was the coach of the Lions. Yeah, the Lions defensive line. And if anyone forgets, last year when we played them, we ran all over them. Breida and them ran wild. Now, granted, they don't have the talent that we have on our line, but the one problem with the wide 9 is that when you run right up the middle like that, if your interior linemen are quick enough.
Your linebacker's supposed to close that door.
Well, that's the thing though. But with the wide 9, because the defensive ends, Ronbo, are so far out, basically you have your 2 D tackles, right? And so your center or one of your guards, they try to get to the next level basically, and are able to get on the linebackers. If you got a quick running back that goes right up the gut, you leave the 2 defensive ends out on an island, basically, and they become null and void on the play. And they get a quick little chip block, and then the tackle moves forward, and the guard or the center moves forward to get to the linebackers. And that's what was happening.
That wide 9 it's designed to give the guys like Bosa and Ford a direct line, because the offensive line is not going to play out there unless they have to. But if you stretch them out like that, you create a little space in every one of those gaps. Now that, if pursued correctly, and I think the 49ers are still landing out, if pursued correctly, now the linebackers and even your safety, or not your safety, but your corners, all have an avenue to right where they want to go. But
exactly. Listen, I understand what you're saying. I get that. I understand the design of it and everything. Listen, Ronbo, I get that. But just like everything in football, whatever you put out there, a 3-4 defense has its strengths and it has its weaknesses.
Yeah,
and
the bottom
same thing goes for everything that you put out there, and that's kind of what it is. I think, like you said, they're still getting comfortable with it, so that's going to be great. The other thing I want to touch on before I let you go, so I'll let you get the other callers right.
Real quick,
is the Bosa kid. The Bosa kid, listen, number one, he's not all the way healthy. I don't know if people caught it. First of all, I loved his cleats. His cleats were awesome. I'm a freaking Jordan guy. And listen here, his cleats were awesome. They were the Jordan 1 cleats, and they were sick. He was the only one out there with them. Yeah. And, oh, my God, if I played freaking ball, I'd want a pair. But I noticed this. In the second quarter, he started out the game clean, but in the second quarter, he had that right ankle wrapped. So it only took to the second quarter before they had to tighten him up and wrapping it up. So I give him that. So anyone, my whole point is all the Nick Bosa haters out there, you can just swallow a big load, okay? Because the kid's solid. And anyone who says that he doesn't want to play hurt or he's soft or all that bullshit, he was out there. He's not 100%. He was playing, and he was playing effective. So anyone who says otherwise, well, you don't know what you're talking about. Period. Forget about it. All right, listen, hey, listen, Ronbo, you have yourself a good week. We're gonna talk up more later. Go Niners, go Niner Empire, the Niner faithful. I'll holler at you later, Ronbo.
Be looking forward to it. Night, Mike. Niner Mike, always bringing it with intensity. All right, let's get out to Warren. Warren? Hey. Hello? Warren? Warren, you there? I think Warren's trying to say something, but something's cutting him off. I hear some background sound. Hey, let me check out the Big Show over here, too. Big Show says our offense can be aggressive and take risk, especially against the Bengals. This team is projected to be in top 5 come draft time. That ain't good. Show, thanks to that contribution and the FYI. And Okie Niners says 12-4 this season. You know what? If we tiptoe through the first 4 games, and like I say, don't let me see Cleveland do that twice. That Monday night could be brutal. The 49ers, I suspect that Jimmy G and company will be pretty much on target by that time. And I know the defense is going to be rolling. Hey, Tyler!
What up, Ronbo?
Tyler, man, we're just sitting here and pretending like we just won the Super Bowl, as you know. But you know what, Tyler? We have a right to be excited about winning Game 1. We've not done that in a long time. So anybody that's looking at us as if we were crazy, we're not. We know what we're talking about. Tyler always knows what he's talking about. Tyler, what's on your mind?
I'm watching the Bengals right now.
Yeah,
watching their tape against the Seahawks.
There you go. What is your conclusions? Or if you're drawing any?
I'm seeing they're putting pressure on Russell Wilson.
A lot. They sacked him.
They made him uncomfortable. I think our offensive line is a lot better than Seattle's anyway. But
everybody's is.
Not just that. Bengals fans are talking like there's a couple of Bengal fans that go to my school, and one of them's trying to tell me he's like, what are you gonna do about John Ross? And I'm like, I'm not worried one bit about John Ross. You want to know why?
And you said?
Because he ain't going to have time to throw deep.
See, great point. I'm glad you told him that, Tyler. Excellent point. Ain't going to be no winding up and setting back and waiting for John Ross to get down the field. I hope they do try to do that.
Yeah, and Dalton was getting rid of the ball pretty quick for the most part, but the thing is,
just short
even
route.
then, he's only going to have 1.5 to 2.5 seconds. He ain't getting 3-4 seconds. That's not happening.
Not going to be not a way.
Also, another thing, the Bengals defense, it did okay with Seattle, but I think it'll struggle against us. But the Bengals, I think, are kind of similar to where we were in 2017. I think they're going to lose a lot of really close games.
Yeah, because they are tough, though.
I don't imagine. I believe we'll win this game by 2 touchdowns, but I don't want to get my hopes up either. But I don't think that Dalton's going to have all the time in the world to throw, especially since I don't think his run game is going to get going because it's not going to be anywhere near as hot. So they're not going to. Yeah, so that did play a major factor, but we should have had 5 interceptions
Kwan dropped one,
Oh,
and then
I really.
Tarvarius dropped one.
Oh, God.
So
And Tavares was gone because all he had to do was get past Jameis, and you and I both know he was definitely going to get past Jameis. As that whole
he would
offensive
have ran
pursuit.
Jameis over.
Oh, well, you know what? You don't need to. Can't keep up with Tavares. Tavares can stand there and do a couple of dances around him, run circles, and then go downfield. I just wanted to see him make that play so bad to see what would happen. There must be some kind of a software I can get that play to see what it looked like.
And one of the Bengals fans I was talking to, he said their offensive line is atrocious. And here's the thing. Seattle only has one legitimate pass rusher right now, and that would be Jadeveon Clowney. We got 3.
God, what if they wouldn't have
maybe
got him?
4. Armstead was. I think he's taken a big step forward in the pass rush.
I
game.
knew. I
And
had
Solomon
a feeling.
looked okay.
Yeah.
So,
Because when you have a defensive line that everybody has to be accounted for, although I noticed that they still double team Buckner. They said, okay, we're going to figure this out. The shortest route to our quarterback is going to come up the middle. We got to double team Buckner and take our chances with Bosa and Ford.
even then, it didn't work.
I know.
Even then, it didn't work. The pocket was still collapsing on him.
I'm thinking like crazy. Did you see?
Yeah.
Did you watch, Tyler? When you watched the violence that was going on in that pocket, it was funny because you've seen bodies flying all over the place, just barely missing Jameis on every single second until finally Jameis steps out of the pocket trying to find some place to throw. Those are those hurried throws we're going to see a lot of this year, and it's going to get worse.
Yeah, then the linebackers are coming down on him.
Yeah.
I saw one play where Dre was coming down on him. And then apparently Greenlaw started the game. He started at the Sam, and then you had Warner in the middle, and then you had Kwan at
Until
the
Quan
will.
got excused.
So,
And Zacha
yeah.
came in and did a great
And then-
job as well. God, I was impressed with Zacha.
yeah, and then Bosa should have had 2 sacks, but he missed on the one. But he talked
Fell
about that
down.
after the game.
You right?
So he's going to correct that for next week. So maybe next week he gets a couple sacks.
He said he learned a lot.
That's what I'm looking forward to. Yeah, I think he's going to be – Bosa done proved already he's going to be disruptive. He's going to be a problem.
It's NFL angles.
So they
You know
picked
what?
the right guy.
Oh, no doubt. I
They
knew
done-
they did. I said, this
no
guy gets
doubt.
healthy. Give me a break. There's no better player coming off the edge than that in this draft. None.
Yeah, and no, I was watching D Ford, and literally there were a couple plays where I just look up, snap, and then I look up, he's
Gone.
already right next to the quarterback. Like that get off is real. Like I was like, snap, oh, he's already there. He's right next to Jameis there.
You know what the tackles? If you think you were mesmerized, can you imagine the offensive tackle? The sweat is rolling off his head. I don't care what the weather is. He's sitting there thinking, oh, man, I got to time this. Beep, offsides, offense, motion. I mean, any number of calls, right?
Yeah, and then, Colin Cowherd had the nerve to go on the air today. He's playing his 3-word game, and then he was talking about our game, and he's like, he did a 3-word game. He said 3 pick sixes, and then he goes, Jameis had 2, Garoppolo had 1. This was awful football. This was a terrible performance. And he goes, I was like, no, it was mostly a terrible performance by Tampa. Like Jimmy threw the pick 6, and I look at that pick 6 that Jimmy threw now, and I just laugh at it because it's like he knows that he wasn't being serious on that play.
And he even called it a bonehead move. So, you know what? That's fine. Get all these out of the way in game 1. If you win, it's a big deal because the fact is you didn't suffer and you learned.
Yeah, because like a pick 6 like that, Jimmy's going to come back from it. So, like, he just throws a pick 6. That's the one that I just look at now and I just laugh at because, we won the game. And it's like it really didn't impact us that much. Right. And then I think I have us winning by 2 touchdowns.
Cincinnati. We're gonna go over that later on in the week anyway. But I'm gonna see you probably Thursday or Friday. All right.
Yep. All right. Niner Empire, Niner for life. We got that pass rush. Offense is gonna be scared.
Yeah.
Violence.
Yeah.
Violence.
Hey, come on. Henry, somebody's waiting.
Saw his motto. All right. Extreme violence. Forever faithful.
Time to go to bed.
Bye.
Good. All right. Night, Tanner. Hey, Big Al. Come on in, man.
What's up?
Big Al. Hey, good to hear from you again. Yeah, it's we're trying to appreciate this win. You can tell we don't feel good about it. We're glad we got it, but we know going forward that it's got to improve, but we're trying to keep all things equal. It's not human to play in 94 degrees of heat, equal humidity. It takes all the wind out of a man. All of us that have spent time in any parts of the Southeast, Louisiana, some parts of Bama, even some parts of the East Coast, anywhere there's water, when you walk out in that kind of mugginess, you get tired. Your body just doesn't want to do anything but lay down. So, for them to go out there with that kind of intensity, I'm impressed. Big Al, where you calling from?
I'm in Fairfield.
Oh, so you're not feeling no heat. You're feeling heat, but not humidity.
It's windy over here, man. I'm over here by Vallejo, man.
See, we got Cali weather. We don't know pain and suffering.
You can't beat Northern California weather. We got the best weather in the United States, man.
Because L.A. gets humid at certain times of the year too.
And
not
smog.
like they do in the Southeast, but yeah. So, But what do you think about this game?
Yeah.
And what were your collection on both the defense and the offense? And what do you see going forward with the offense? Is this something that can be fixed quickly, or what do you think?
You want me to talk about the defense or the offense first?
You can talk about both of them. You got nearly 5 minutes. Go for it. Yeah.
All right. Let me get the offense out the way because they didn't shine as much as the defense. So I'm gonna point out something real quick. Remember last year, we was all arguing about the number one receiver thing.
Yeah.
So one
Still
thing
are.
I want to see change. Let me read it for you real quick. So we got Ricky James, 1 reception. Of course, he had the touchdown. Kittle, obviously, that's our star. He had 8 receptions for 54 yards. But then Deebo Samuel, 3 receptions. Kendrick Bourne, 1. Goodwin, 1. Pettis, 1. That's got to change. And I'm not trying to be negative. I'm on the Jimmy train, but Jimmy Garoppolo at this stage, I'm gonna give him a good, week 6, week 7. He, against Tampa Bay, he didn't look like a quarterback that can go out there and get it done with a whole bunch of 2s and 3s on the field. So I don't know. Me personally, I thought John Lynch should have went out and got Garoppolo, somewhat of a number 1 wide receiver. Sammy Watkins was out there.
Remember, Big Al, they went after OBJ and failed. So they was trying to address the situation, but the Giants, John Lynch and company don't know. We don't talk to the Giants and Raiders for things like that. It can never happen. So Sammy Watkins, I don't know.
That's true.
Was Watkins available? Oh yeah, the Rams cut him loose. That's right.
The Rams cut him loose, and then the Chiefs picked him up, and he balled out with Kansas City yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that.
Pat Mahomes. So, no doom and gloom. It's the first game. Jimmy G's coming off that ACL. It's the first game. So I'm not worried about it, but I wish we could have saw a little bit more. The penalties was really irritating. I mean,
because remember,
Kittle,
that's right.
Didn't he
You
have
lost a lot of points
touchdowns?
on that. Mm-hmm.
So that's true. Yeah, so that's true. So I'll fall back a little bit. I think Shanahan was saying he was he didn't expect to play Pettis that few snaps. I don't know what was going on.
I wish I
what
knew.
was going on with that?
I wish. I want to know the truth. So you can't handle the truth. But you know what? I want to know. Kyle, what are you going to do with Dante Pettis? Because it looks to me like next year he may be trade meat. Big Al, if we see.
Don't say that.
If we see this continue, somebody's going to want Dante Pettis. The Cardinals might want him. The Cardinals wanted him anyway. That's why the 49ers traded up to get him early anyway. If the 49ers, if the Cardinals want Dante, and if they say we'll give you a number 2 or 3 pick, the 49ers will take that in a heartbeat. I don't think Dante has the mindset they want. You know who's going to come in and take a job? Jalen Hurd is going to take a job. Debo's already got a job. But Jalen Hurd is the attitude, the talent, the everything you want in a wide receiver.
Physicality.
Now,
yes.
Physicality. Yeah. See, and it's going to be Hurd and Debo in the future. So get ready for that.
Yeah. So let's talk about the defense real quick. Woo! Yo, boy. That's your boy Witherspoon. He looked like a whole new man out there. He was in his bag on Sunday.
I'm trying to tell people, man. I said he looked different at the end of last year, Big Al. I said, man, y'all, I'm seeing something different. He looks different to me. And even this year, in the preseason earlier, he had a brain fart during preseason once or twice. But I said, he still looks different to me. There it is. There it is.
And you know, I love Jason Verrett, and I think I told you before, he's actually a family friend of mine. So
okay.
I wish the best for him because he actually grew up in Fairfield too.
That's right.
But when I see Witherspoon and Sherm on the field, they look like twins out there.
Mm-hmm.
Same height, you know what I'm saying? And so Witherspoon had like a swagger about him. He had like a little twinkle in his eye. Like he had that Bruce Leroy glow. Something was going on with him, you know.
I like that Bruce Leroy.
Hey, if we continue this, if our defense, Jimmy, see, we can have some comfort going into Cincinnati because our defense is so strong. We take the pressure off of Jimmy G. So now that's like getting that monkey off his back, right?
Good point.
So he don't have to go in the game feeling like, okay, it's all
I got to carry the load.
We got pass rush.
Yeah,
we got pass rush. We got safeties. We got, oh my goodness, you know what I'm saying? We got corners. So, and can we give Richard Sherman some love? I don't hear enough people talking about Richard Sherman.
Well, we did. We early on, it wasn't nothing nice, so Big Al. You know, Rich was grabbing and carrying on. We don't want him collecting too many flags.
He was doing that shit in Seattle.
I know, but they call it nowadays. The coaches will throw flags and review them plays. He's got to change up a little bit on that. Rod brought that up. I'm a little concerned and worried too. Hopefully he'll have that worked out.
So how do you feel about that one they called on the sideline with Mike Evans? I think that was a little petty.
Yeah, honestly, if I tell the truth, Richard Sherman was fouling. They let it ride, though. I was grateful, but he's got to stop that. Yeah. Anyway, we got to pull up, fam. Go ahead and make that one more point because I interrupted.
Last point.
Real quick.
Nick Bosa is as advertised. He's as advertised.
Yeah.
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready. That boy about to wreak havoc on the NFL. It's coming.
I know. I know.
All right, later.
All right, fam. Have a good night.
All right, Ronbo.
All right. Let's go see if Warren is ready. Warren.
Ronbo.
Yeah. Boy, jump on in here, man, because we're talking about every little thing about that game. Did anything in that game stand out in your mind that you want to see improved? Did anything in this game make you mad as can be? Are you in love with Akello Witherspoon now? Or were you in the first place? Spoon! Call it fork.
Man, I think our wide receiver need to improve.
Yeah.
You show more effort on getting open now, catching the ball. So, and that we all good all around.
You know. Go ahead.
I think we need to hope Jalen Hurts come back.
I know, man. What kind of back injury? And they didn't say there's a compressed vertebrae or did he rupture something or anything? Is it Jalen Hurts has back stiffness.
Yeah.
Okay. What does that mean? And they won't tell us it's week to week. What? It's week to week. Week to week. Come on, Kyle. What's wrong with you? Why won't you tell us? I really don't know what it is. I can't imagine. What takes week to week to heal up, Warren? Any doctors watching the program right now, please give us some insight on what would take only a week to week thing. Oh, my God. Anyway, how about the run game, Warren? Did you appreciate that?
It was okay. It was okay. You know, it wasn't the best, but they tried. Two big men in the middle. It's hard to block them.
I know, right? You're right. They would not be moved. That worries me, though, Warren. Go ahead.
Hey, Ronbo, I want to ask you a question. Why they hating on my boy Jimmy G, man? Why they hating on him, man?
Jimmy G's got to get back to where he was in 2017. Now, until he shows that kind of Hollywood G, yeah, people go still give him a hard time. But basically, G put up, see, it's 14. G put up about 28 points that got called back. So it's not really his fault. He was out there at half speed putting up 28. So that's why I say, let people continue to talk about Jimmy G. In 2 or 3 weeks, they'll stop. I promise you. Because he'll be back in form, fully acclimated. His man's been off for a year, Warren. You don't just come back after a year and just jump back in where you were. He's got to have a minute to get up there. So I ain't going to hate on him. So you'll have to ask somebody else about that. That's the only thing I come up with. The 2017 comparisons, G should be right back there immediately. People do not have any patience for that. Show us now, Jimmy, or you suck. We're going to get you out of here. That's just the way some people think. But honestly, he's going to need a minute. I got a feeling it'll be from week 3 on. I think the talking and messing with him will stop, Warren. I really do.
Yeah, they need to start hating on my quarterback, man.
Yeah, I think so. So maybe even early this week. Let's see what he looks like this week. I don't know.
I think we'll do way better than you last week.
Yeah.
So this week, thing, you know what I'm saying? Because he, you know what I'm saying, shake up a little rust here and there, put game to game. So I think about mid-season, he'll be everything. By mid-season, he'll be throwing everything around the clock, around the field, you know.
Confident, cocky, being Jimmy G again. Big smile on his face. So he's not smiling now. Jimmy looks real serious now. Do you notice that? And Kyle Shanahan jumped up in his grill yesterday. Did you see that on the sideline? Kyle walked over there and just was chewing him up. Just, ooh.
Hey, wait, made that throw.
You know? Okay.
So we had a pretty good game, but the penalties, you know, killed us.
Yeah, and that's the players' fault too. You guys know what your job is. Stop drawing them flags. Concentrate. Focus. Mike McGlinchey lining up in the neutral zone. The hell are you doing? How long have we been doing this?
Right.
And Warren, they're not even doing pre-snap movement that much. So there's no reason for what we saw. They'll get it right. Maybe a little nerves. It was hot. I'm gonna give them excuses.
It was hot down here in the south.
Oh, see?
Hot down here.
Now, see, Warren, that's what I'm talking about. Heat and humidity. Warren, if you stand outside for 15 to 20 minutes, how do you feel? You might be a little used to it now, but don't you feel worn out?
Yeah, the humidity killing.
I tell you. Put on some pads.
Humidity.
And put on some pads and start running around. Oh, man. Warren, this weekend we're going to talk about what's happening in Cleveland probably Thursday and Friday, all right? I'll be looking for you then.
All right.
All right, fam.
Gotcha.
Hey, have a good night, Warren.
All right, my 49, brother.
Hey.
Peace out.
Peace out.
49,
yeah. All right. Hey, Tony.
Ronbo.
Tony. Tony.
What's happening, brother?
Oh, man, we're sitting there, we're looking at the assessments of everybody's bringing in their own 2 cents about this game. People are apologizing about Nick Bosa, and also, of course, as you know, Keller Witherspoon, who's been getting nothing but pure hatred for months. He comes out looking like a hero yesterday, Tony. That's hilarious. And then, of course, people are questioning Jimmy G, and they still want to bring in Nick Mullins. And, of course, this defense is probably a pleasant surprise. But, Tony, what are you thinking?
Well, I sat down and watched the game with my young bloke yesterday.
Yeah?
My son.
All right.
And just teaching him about, you know, because he's only 11 years old, so he doesn't know all the rules and that.
Yeah.
And, well, first I'd like to say, how good was it that Pinion's first punt as a Buck was blocked by by the Niners. How ironic is that?
I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot about the comparison between what we had and what we got now. Good go. Good. Go on. Give me more.
As we were sitting there, my son questioned me about Quan Alexander, the helmet-to-helmet scenario, and
how'd you explain that?
And he's 11. He said to me, "Dad, why are they sending him off?" And I said, "Because they went helmet to helmet." And he goes, "Well, anybody can see that was an accident."
Right, even at 11 years old, he could even tell that wasn't intentional.
And then later on, he pointed out that there was a few other helmet clashes, and he goes, "Why aren't they sending him off?" And
right.
I said, "You know what, Dad?" You, just like your NRL team, St. George, and mine, I go, unfortunately, you now go barrack for two teams that have to play against referees. So, okay, you're just going to have to lump it. But people don't seem to realise that your head is attached to your neck and your shoulders. So the way I saw it, Alexander seeing that he was sliding, he was coming down, and he tried to get even lower to try and avoid him, but they just happened to end up colliding.
Right? So clearly that was not intentional. And also, Tony, Winston pump faked before he did that. Okay, you know what? If I'm the defender, what am I supposed to do? I need to wait to see what decision he makes next? Oh, come on, refs. That was a really bad call.
If you have a look, there was one where I think that Kittle got two guys came at Kittle, and I think one of them hit him in the side of the helmet. Kittle got straight back up. The referee that was standing next to the stick there was right in front of him. Kittle just looked at him and then, what, you're not going to throw a flag? And he just walked off.
Isn't that awful?
Yeah,
we get that a lot.
That's the way it goes. But Richard Sherman, I want to stick up for Rich. That's my son's favourite player too, by the way.
All right.
And it was Richard Sherman said after the game that was the hardest game he had to play in the heat in his life. Because he's never played in that much humidity or heat or whatever.
It was insane.
So I would say Rich, given that, being in that bloke's face all the time, maybe he just didn't want to let him know that he was a bit tired. So he was thought, well, sometimes you got to take the penalty. You know what I mean? Just
actually
to keep on top of him. But it paid off. He got a pick six. So, but he was fatigued, and I think the defense, you got to congratulate them for fighting all the way to the end, because the pick six for Witherspoon, I think Witherspoon has to thank Nick Bosa and D Ford, because
all of them.
I looked at that frame by frame, and Bosa and D Ford got to the quarterback both at the same time. That guy thought, he was already going to throw the ball, and he just threw it there was not one of his players around there. So I think Witherspoon owes that one to Bosa and D Ford. And they battled all the way to the end, and henceforth, that's why we got that pick six with Witherspoon.
Winston's just a basket case. He panics like other quarterbacks. You see them with a deer in the headlights. But Winston, he's really scary, dangerous, because if I'm a coach and I tell him to come back to sideline, listen, why is it every time you freak out and get scared, you throw the ball? Or else why can't you throw it out of bounds every now and then? I'd be pissed. I really would. God,
But if you want to have a good laugh, a really good laugh, I don't know what made me do this, but I went to see the press conference. Was it Bruce Arians, the coach for the Bucs?
It's Bruce Arians, right? I didn't see that.
I went to see the press conference for Bruce Arians and the quarterback, and the guys, they basically said that they didn't lose that game. They handed it to the 49ers.
Of course. They got to say that.
Sitting on the couch, I was pissing myself laughing. I thought, if they didn't call back those two or three touchdowns, you'd be telling a different story, brother.
Yeah, talking blowout.
So in that, if you watch the press conference, you'd start laughing because they're just kidding themselves.
I know.
Like
see what happens to him
like
next
one
week.
of the other callers Who are we playing next week?
No, I was talking about if they
Cincinnati.
lose next week. We're playing.
Cincinnati,
Yeah, we're playing the Bengals next week. But yeah,
I think that's going to be a tough
bigger
game
test
as well, because we've got to shake off the cobwebs.
Yeah.
It's just the first game. Jimmy G. I mean, he made a few mistakes, but if you put those 3 touchdowns on his stats as well, like a lot of people said it.
And that's all due to flags that Shanahan is very serious about flags. I bet you they don't have all those flags next weekend. So, all right. Hey, Tony.
We would hope so.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'd pray so. Tony, we're going to go. I'm looking forward to talking to you before, actually, the Bengals game toward the end of the week. We started really getting into it. All right?
All right, brother.
Thanks, Tony. And
Not a problem. Thank you very much.
What's the name of the 11-year-old running around the house? Tony? Oh, you got okay. Hey, since day one.
What's going on, family? How you doing?
Well, I'm sitting here. We're going over some of the things that we liked and didn't like about that game. And you know what? I just realized something I'd forgotten all about. It's the kickers, Bradley Pinion, who messed up, got blocked, and did the Bradley Pinion all game long. And we were going to keep him, actually just pay him and keep on going with Bradley. But he decided to go get another job. And we end up getting lucky. We pick up Mitch Wisnowski, which is a way better deal. And Mitch does a great job all day.
I thought I seen some punts. They looked familiar.
I know. Bradley! Oh!
Bradley Bean Bradley.
God, blocked.
And it was a great day yesterday, man. I was pumped up. I was excited. I missed you guys. I was actually tuned in after, but I was running around a little bit, and then I was already drinking, and I just got past it, everything, and then before you know it, it's like 9-something. I think you closed up the line, so
yeah, because we came on. We was up around 5. The game ended a little before 5. Yeah, we were actually longer than I thought. But yeah.
Yeah, I was out. I was just out. I was running around for a while, but I was like, man, I was so pumped up about it, man. I think we did. It was a big game for us. It was awesome, and I don't really have that many negatives about it at all. Like, I understand people keep pointing out Jimmy G's play, but let me tell you guys one thing. We were playing ahead most of the game. We weren't trying to play catch-up. We didn't need to swing it. They were playing conservative. He didn't want to throw Jimmy to the wolves and be like, here, go out there and do this. He just wanted to make sure that he managed it, passed every now and then, got some first downs, moved the ball. Don't make the big interceptions. And he made that mistake, but he didn't have no late interceptions, and that's what matters. He didn't throw the game away like how we're used to. He didn't throw it away. That's key. That's growth right there. And he did. He only threw the ball 27 times. What do you expect? How many? And what do you expect him to do? Throw up 300 yards with 27 passes? It's not going to happen. Most times, when they have those big games with 300 yards, 250 plus, they're throwing the ball at least 35 times, 32 times. Yeah. We didn't do that. We ran most of the time. Like, they played conservative, so that's what you're going to get when you throw it 27 times. You know, he completed a good percent of it.
It's funny you say conservative. There were people, I saw people on the chat, also on social media, saying, oh, man, Kyle, man, it was way too conservative. And then since day one explaining why. Good point, actually. Excellent point.
Yeah. So that's my point right there with him. And then we expected it all year, all season. We knew it. It was inevitable that we were going to get turnovers because of the pass rush, and it's like we proved it there. Like, you cannot deny that the pass rush produces turnovers, and people are not giving credit to the secondary, and it gets me so mad because those bad throws were caused by the pass rush. He panicked. He dropped back, and he sees like, fuck, he got some dudes rushing his face. He just throws it. And
now your secondary can make plays, of course.
Yes, Ronbo,
and Tavares, see when he jumped that route, if his hands would have held on to that ball, he's gone. You got Quan right into his midsection. He can pick up at least 10-15 at least. So, you know.
That's all coaching right there, Ronbo. That's all coaching. They're disciplined. They were trusting the rush. They're getting to their spots where they needed to be there, and they were watching the quarterback. Timor, he baited him into that throw. He sat back a little bit, and he was like, "I'm gonna leave him open for
waiting
a
for
split
him to do
second.
it.
I'm gonna leave him open, and then as soon as he gets towards the end zone line, as soon as he gets to the goal line, he broke on it before he threw it. Like he knew. So that's
That's
that. But
skills.
the defense back to the pass rush. The secondary is so disciplined and coached so well by Joe Woods that they knew where they had to be, and they were there, and they still got to catch the ball, Ronbo. How many times did we see last year and the previous years where the ball hits them and they just don't make the play?
Don't matter.
We've seen it a lot of times.
Because the quarterback is running around there free with all kinds of time to throw. It kills the secondary. So for years, they've been, we need to get some secondary players. We need to draft this. We need to draft that. We need to get no. You can bring anybody you want to in here. If there's no pass rush, they will be fried like a piece of bacon. Sure enough.
Exactly.
Star.
When it turns into backyard football, you're vulnerable. You're a DB. You're done because you don't know there's no routes. It's just getting loose, and like I said, you still got to make the catch, Ronbo, and these guys made the catches, and the great ones know what to do with them. They know what to do with it after that, and they took them to the house. And man, I was so happy for our defense and Nick Bosa and you see the offensive lineman of Tampa was holding left and right. They didn't know what the hell to do.
Chokeholds.
They didn't know what the hell to do.
You see them chokeholds. I see them. They had Ford, Bosa. I see them coming around the corner. The neck was like the uniform was all around, and the ref ain't blowing no whistle. They're swallowing the whistles. You guys, you know they're holding.
The refs.
Come on.
Yep, the refs try to make him. They tried to control the game. They tried, but you just can't. You can't do that. You can't tame chaos. You can't tame all that stuff we got going on in the back. Like we got there's fire back there with our defense, and they came ready to play. They're coached up. They're pumped up.
I just want
Quan. I think that was
next week though. I want Kyle Kasurik. Anybody over there on the sidelines? Every time those refs walk by, hey, ref, can I get a little help on my defensive line? We're kind of handicapped here.
Yeah.
Some of those guys are holding. Hey, just let them know because they're not paying attention. Hey, since they won't, we gotta go, fam.
Another thing. One thing that irritates me, Ronbo, is why is Solomon Thomas still on the outside, Ronbo?
Since they won, I got to explain that real quick to you. Here, thing is, Solomon Thomas is in big trouble. The starters, they're not wanting to rotate him in for reasons I don't know, but Solomon Thomas is the added dude now. Anyway, we'll talk more about that Friday. I need more information on that and see what's going on with that because Solomon didn't get many snaps this week. So,
all right, Rob. I appreciate what you do, and
thanks, man.
Keep it up. Thanks for the time. Thanks for the platform and everything you guys do say. Oh yeah, shout out to Russo and Step 49. You guys go like his page, subscribe.
Yeah, hey,
coming with that
good
fire,
point.
And he helped me out with the game. He helped me out, and a lot of other people out there with the game.
There you go.
And I got the game. I airdropped it to my TV. Shout out to you, man. He's a real one. MVP.
Got too loud with
that. Now the Empire all across the nation.
All right, since day one. Have a good night, fam. Yeah, I meant to mention that. Since Russo's SF49, I believe, yeah. Click on Russo's page. That dude's full of football knowledge. Also, get you some fresh perspective. That's PHRESH. Jerry Fresh. Click on that channel. Good stuff all day long. Somebody, who is this? Okay, so, Ralph. Ralph says it was ridiculously hot and humid in Tampa. Guys, next game will be a whole lot cleaner. Jimmy's going to be good throws off, and Nick Bosa will be able to get his footing together. And with Nick, they need to wrap that ankle. I can't believe they let him go out there with his ankle. Mark Espinosa, hey, let me get a Rancheros. Shout out for those 2 pick sixes. It's a little tight right now, but I'm going to get those ready for next weekend. I'm supposed to do that on every time we take away the ball. Rashad Johnson, 931, Tennessee over here. Rashad! Daniel Placencia. As a Spoon hater, he may respect him after that game. Good. That's all I have to say. You'll hate on a player when he's doing bad, okay. But if he's doing good, take the foot off the gas pedal when it comes to the hate. Good, Daniel. Proud of you. And Paul Salvi, I love Jimmy G, but even I'm a wee bit worried about his play lately. He won't, or we won't want him throwing deep. Paul, that was a touchdown deep to Richie James. Let's go ahead and make sure you give him all his credit now. And remember, understand Jimmy's got to have a little time to get his legs back, get everything back, the game. You can't take off 10, 11, 12 months and then just come back in and, bam, I'm back. Don't work like that. Give him a minute. Coach Tim says after watching Cincy play the Hawks in their house, they're going to be fired up against us in theirs. Yeah. It's going to be a tough game, fam. I predict a close game, but Gold pulls it out with a late field goal since he got robbed in Seattle. But Seattle does not look good. Was it Cincy looking great, or was it Seattle looking so-so? We'll see. Coach also says, I think we are a much better team this year, especially on D. But on the road in their house, it's going to be loud. They're going to be pumped. Shanahan will use that against them. Watch and learn, fam. Yeah, I know. I think Shanahan knows what he's going to do to Cincy already. He's already had enough time to review the film. Oh, look out. This is where Kyle works his magic. And Salvador says, the only way we lose is if we give them the game. And Real Talk Perez. That's all you've been doing since Tampa drafted Winston. Perez, I know you're watching. I don't blame you. I understand you was trying to get it in yesterday. But Perez, first we talked to royalty, and then we talked to the peons of the football world. Perez, we're sorry. Fam, hit that like I'm a roll, and I'll see you again toward the end of the week as we prepare. Something crazy happens, so you know I will be back. But as we prepare for week number 2, 49ers are 1-0. The worst thing that would happen this week is we become a 500 club. This early in the season doesn't really matter, does it? Don't forget the like. Thanks, fam. Appreciate that. Niners! Night, Elisa.